Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Colin, and I am joined with Alan, aka Rakdos Madness, aka Team Tottenham Go. You're watching a dual stream, everybody, and I hope you're doing good. Alan, how are you today, my man?
Doing great, man. Happy to be alive. Just
Same,
had a great
same.
July 4. So doing good. How are you doing, man?
Doing great, dude. Doing great. Got the England game up on the corner in here, watching that kind of as we go. Yeah, had a good fourth as well. Man, this week's been crazy. I was off Tuesday, worked Wednesday, off Thursday, worked Friday, off today. So it's like I'm not even working, man. It's nice. It's really nice.
That's great.
But yeah, so I hope everybody out there is doing just as good as you and me are doing here. Like to say, first of all, it's too quiet. Let me get my music going. And second of all, if you're watching this live, big thanks. Smash that like button. And if you're watching on playback, do the same. Hit the like, whether it's on the Team Tottenham Go stream or the one on Talking Ball. Just spread the love. Just spread the love. It's free. It's free. And we really do appreciate it. I haven't streamed in a while, so if I'm a little rusty, everybody, please forgive me. But hey, it happens. It happens. Again, happy Saturday. It's the weekend. We've made it. And look at this. Audio Artisan is in the house. What is up, bro? Good to have you, man. Are you watching the England match right now? So you have that on as well. Audio, let us know. So 0-0. My stream's 4 minutes in right now. Yeah, we will let you guys know if anything exciting happens. But Alan, there's been some stuff that we need to talk about. First, of course,
Chris Peters also in the house.
Chris Peters is in the house. Chris Peters is in the house. That was an early one. Chris, I'm so sorry I missed you, buddy. Big love to Chris Peters. Chris Peters been my A1 since day one, supporting the channel for quite a long time. First subscriber, maybe even first Patreon member, first channel member. Chris is the man. Big up, Chris. I was just talking to you. I appreciate you being here, dude. Alan, the boys have returned, or some of them. The boys are returning to Hotspur Way.
Yes, I saw it. Looked like Destiny got a haircut. It looks like
he looks fresh. It looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Saw Richarlison. We saw
some of the new boys.
Some of the new ones. We saw Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall.
Yeah, man. Exciting times.
Yes.
I always love it when the season's getting ready to come back. We get to watch some preseason matches, see some players that maybe we haven't seen a ton of, in the past.
And some players that we're seeing that we really wished we weren't seeing.
I was going to bring that up too, for sure. Regulon, we saw Regulon walking in, and we saw.
Yes, I saw. What's his name? Brian Hill. I saw. Yeah, there were some players that I was like, "Ah, why are you still here?"
What do you think is going through those guys' heads? Like, they're just showing up for work. I mean, it's like me or you having to clock in.
Oh
Like they
yeah,
don't
they have a
want they don't want to
contract.
be there.
So,
Yeah,
I
exactly,
mean,
exactly.
it and it's sort of I think if I was a player, I would say I would feel like, you know what, that's just the game. When it comes to the rumors and you're wanted, not wanted and stuff, it's the game. Yeah, you definitely got a new trim.
He looks fresh. It looks
Um
good, man. Looks good.
Sheer
More
hopefully it's not like
aerodynamic.
Samson, right? Hopefully he's not like
Oh
Samson when
no,
shearing
yeah.
his locks, but um
The power's
uh,
all in the hair. Is what you're
the
saying.
power's all in the hair. But yeah, I think for the most part, these guys, they have contracts, so they'll play until their contract runs out. They are very well compensated people, so
Very,
I would
very
just
true.
be laughing my way to the bank every single day.
And
I would.
they got friends there. It's not like they hate their life. It's not like
Oh yeah,
things can't be too bad. But
absolutely.
it does kind of, I don't know. Does it tell us anything that those players are back? Of course, but like you said, contract. Of course, they're coming back. Um,
It tells us
and
they didn't make it into their either Copa America or Euro teams first, or that their teams got knocked out.
very true.
Um,
Very true.
and yeah, I mean, maybe they just want to get some early training. Even if they have plans, showing up is a contractual obligation, so they're just following their contract to show up.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And who knows how far in advance we are with deals for some of these players. I think come preseason it'll tell us a lot. I think if we see a certain player play, it might tell us, hey, maybe they're not as far along, with their negotiations, with other teams,
yeah,
negotiating, maybe not as far along as we thought, because you would think if a purchase was pretty close to being completed, they wouldn't want the player playing in games for Spurs, be it friendlies or not. We've seen crazy injuries happen during friendlies. Just the word friendly does not imply that there will be no injuries or bad blood or
yeah.
uh, terrible fouls. So yeah, man.
Did I see
Exciting.
Emerson show up?
I believe you did. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pull that back up myself. But yeah, I'm fairly certain that I saw him.
yeah.
Which is another interesting one because the last thing I heard about Emerson, actually, let me pull something up here. But the last thing I heard about Emerson was that Milan weren't willing to pay the money that we were asking. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
They want to pay like
it's
10 and we want like 15, 20, something like that.
when they seem so cash heavy when they've got players that people want, whatever. But when it comes to they cash poor when they want players, but when they have players, it seems like they have a ton of money.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think it's just a game. I got a feeling Levy already knows how to deal with these guys because he's already said we'll move on. Fine, no big deal. We'll just send him to other teams and let that, if they really want him, they'll pay.
The scary thing I heard though was the line, Tottenham are happy to have him stay if a fee can't be agreed. And I know that's something that you just got to say. You just have to say that. You can't say, "Oh, we are desperate to get rid of this guy, get him out of the doors right
Yeah,
now. We'll take
right. This
$5."
waste
Like,
of space. He's just
yeah.
taking up our oxygen.
So
No,
we
yeah,
have
you
to
can't
we
say
have
that.
to say that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's scary to hear.
Um, I think that's all part of the negotiation, the negotiating tactics. We love having him here. Of course we do, because he's a model. Aside from HR politics, you would say things like that about an employee that you want to move on. Oh, he's perfect. He's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
We love him. We don't want him to leave. That's
No,
all
he's
the
a good
kinds
player.
of
He's
yeah,
definitely good enough for Spurs.
yeah,
Wink, wink,
right,
wink.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, agreed completely. Agreed completely. Real quick, I haven't got to talk to you enough about the Archie Gray signing. So we're all over. Everybody, apologies. We are all over the place today. Alan and I haven't talked in ages, so we're using this kind of as a way to catch up, a way to get you guys an American's perspective on Spurs. We just had our 4th of July, hence the fireworks in the background and the American flag. But yeah, we're just catching up, talking about all things Tottenham, all things football, soccer, as we like to call it over here. And also, I wanted everyone to know there is the StreamYard link hiding nicely there in the chat. It's a dangerous thing. We don't always do this, but if you would like to come on and have your say and talk with us, talk about the England match, which I've got on right here. If you would like to talk Spurs, if you would like to talk the U.S. men's national team, which Alan and I would love to talk about, let us know. Come on in. We'll talk about anything you'd like. I think it sounds like a fun time. Alan, you down? You think it sounds fun?
Totally. I mean, there was some controversy in the Copa America. Oh, there's a lot of controversy, as we were talking about.
Yeah.
The referees have unfortunately made themselves front and center, with attention, which is frustrating.
Very frustrating, and that's something that we. I think you see that in the Premier League a lot, or at least you used to. Referees that wanted, I don't know, their name in the headlines. They wanted it to be about them to a certain degree, and not good, never good. Especially when it's happened repeatedly. I think the Premier League has done a pretty good job of getting those fools out, but it does not seem like maybe on the international level that is the case. I don't know how referees are picked. I probably should do some research into that.
Well, that's just it. I think it's UEFA, right, that picks them, and I blame the governing groups that assign and choose these referees, because I think all referees, there's always going to be some controversy surrounding them with calls and whatnot. There's always going to be people feeling hard done, but as long as they're as neutral and unassuming as possible, where they don't take away from the game, then there's going to be those bad calls. There's always going to be people feeling like that. But like in the game, the America-Uruguay game, the referee was already known to have past corruption problems, and that's
and remind me again. You said that he was like in charge of a tournament or refereeing at a tournament, and then ended up with like a bunch of merch like from the club that won. Is that basically like?
Yeah, it was a club game. It was a club game,
okay.
And he had a bunch of merch. There was like T-shirts and stuff like that from the team that won and whatnot. And I think he got in trouble for it. And then now again, he makes some very questionable calls, and then he does. He obviously didn't feel good about either specifically Christian Pulisic or the America team in general, where he wouldn't even shake the guy's hand. That's a weird thing. Referees are supposed to be neutral,
impartial,
completely impartial. And even if they feel like the players who will always yell at them, players are always going to yell at referees. The referees are supposed to be the example, and they're supposed. So when he doesn't shake the guy's hand, it's like, what's going on?
Man, when that happens, between players on opposing teams, they refuse to shake each other's hand. I mean, that's big time news. That's big stuff. And a referee doing it, I feel like it's, like you said, even worse. I haven't caught that myself, and I'm going to need to take a look back at it. But yeah, from what you're telling me, it sounds pretty deliberate. No claiming accidents on that one, I don't think.
No. There was a shouting, and then Christian Pulisic yelled at him or said something afterwards, and it's been in the news a lot.
Yikes.
A lot.
Yikes. I don't know how I managed to miss it. I've been hiding from the news a bit, but that's why I come here, to get my news from you, Alan. So thanks, man.
I read the news so you don't have to.
that should be this channel's motto. We read the news so that you don't have to.
That's right.
Well, hey, according to DiMarzio, that Milan are about to submit an official bid for Emerson. Apparently, everything so far has just been talk, and no official bids have been submitted yet. But this depends on how much stock you put into DiMarzio, or any of these news aggregating fools, to be totally honest. But yeah, according to him, and I mean, he's Italian. Maybe he knows some stuff about Milan. But yeah, I would really like to know more details about this. All I've seen so far is a headline. It doesn't say. Someone on the internet says next headline: Tottenham officially reject the bid. But
I think we're still in the peacocking phase. We're still out there just.
Oh yeah, everyone's showing their
feathers and just we're just peacocking at the moment. And they're peacocking, and we're just peacocking at each other. And
it sucks though, because oh my gosh, I don't even know who that was. There was just a massive. It might have been Eze. I didn't even see the starting lineup to this England match, but there was A wicked shot from the edge of the box. Number 24 for England. I don't know who that is, but absolutely slayed. And then the shot was blocked, but then it looked like Kane was fouled in the box. Lots of arguing with the referee, but I don't think anything's going to be called here.
Granit Xhaka, I didn't think he was going to be playing. He was injured. He wasn't supposed to play.
Hey, man, it's an important match. Shoot him up with some cortisone, some steroids or something. That'd be good. But yeah, it was him that committed the foul, and it looked a little weak to me, to be honest. But I get it. Who was this? I had the shot. I need to know.
Number 24.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Sorry, everybody. We are watching the game at the same time.
That could have been Eze. For all I know, that could have been Eze.
It looked like him, but let's find out here. Lineups. Boom. Today. Starting lineup and confirmed team news. Let's go. Okay, so starting 11 does consist. The starting 11 is Pickford, Walker, Stones, Konsa. Interesting. I forgot that Guehi can't play today. Trippier, Rice, Mainu, Saka. It was probably Mainu then. Foden, Bellingham, Kane. Because then on the subs bench,
it was Mainu.
Yeah, sweet. Go Mainu. And then on the subs bench, just to fill it up, we got Ramsdale, Henderson, Shaw, Alexander-Arnold, Dunk, Gallagher, Tony, Gordon, Watkins, Bowen, Eze, Gomez, Palmer, Wharton. Jesus Christ, that bench is stacked. And if you ask me, I think the bench, some of those players, I don't know how they're not starting right now. Imagine if we had this type of talent pool in the States.
I know. If only we had this kind of talent pool.
Jesus Christ. Let's play a fun game. What players on the U.S. national team do you think can even get into the England team? Whether I don't even mean starting, like just on the bench. Do you think any of the players that we've got would have made the flight, to the tournament?
No.
I love it. I love the honesty. Yes, I love it. Yeah, there's very few players you could make the argument for.
I mean, I've seen we've seen Christian Pulisic play for Chelsea when he played for Chelsea, and he really didn't light it up. What's his name? We have the one defender who is on
I know exactly
Fulham.
What you mean.
He's not that amazing. I mean, he's good, but I don't see him making the team.
Was that Ream?
No,
or Robinson, Anthony Robinson. Yeah.
Nice. The captain Ream. I think he play like in the MLS, I think, or something. I don't know.
I believe so. Let me put one up. Anthony. This is Anthony Ream, not Anthony. I always wanted to say Anthony. So it looks like who plays the center back for Premier League club Fulham. It says he's still a Fulham player.
Oh, he's also a Fulham player?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, at least.
Matt Turner was an Arsenal reject who then now plays for Nottingham Forest, I think. And
then Anthony Robinson plays for
also Fulham.
Fulham. Yeah, weird. Why do they have two American defenders? That's bizarre.
Yeah.
But awesome. Go USA.
Fulham, yeah.
They've got a track record. Clint Dempsey played for Fulham before he came to Tottenham. And honestly, that might be the only other American. I know Landon Donovan played in the MLS, or not in the MLS, in the Premier League for just a small minute, and that might have been with Fulham too, now that I think about it. Let me look it up. Landon Donovan, Premier League. What Premier League team did he play for? He played for Everton, son of a bitch. Wow, he did stints at Bayer Leverkusen, Everton, and Club Leon in Liga MX. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Landon Donovan had quite a storied career. He was kind of the first player, I think, from the United States to really make an impression and really do it. So, that's enough of our Landon Donovan appreciation here. England look like they're creating problems. And man, they reached out a cross, flashed across the goalkeeper, Saka. And there was nobody there to tap it in, but that was perfect. That looked like Ange would have been salivating over that cross, but Saka might have been offside. Very, very close. Very close.
From the neutral perspective, I think Mainu is an amazing prospect for Man United. They got really lucky with him.
They played him kind of out of necessity, if I'm not mistaken. And then he just
kept his spot because of injury.
Yeah, awesome, dude. You can't.
He stepped up like Pap Madasar. He kind of just stepped up at a young age and just cemented himself into the lineup.
Too bad. I wonder if they could give a little bit of that to to our boy Johnson.
Brendan Johnson.
Yeah, if Johnson could get just a bit of that, I think we would be great. And he needs to really grab these chances by the horns. Casey Keller is a legend with the Millwall fan base. I knew that Casey Keller did a stint at Spurs, but I had no idea that there was enough time at Millwall for there to be so much love. I'm going to Google this too. Man,
Casey Keller's a gentleman too. Met Casey Keller.
You've met him before? That's awesome.
I met I met Casey Keller, and I met the whole '94 World Cup team. The America team that we beat Colombia. I was at that game, the one where we beat Colombia. What was it, 1-0? And the guy that had Escobar had the own goal, and they wound up killing him when he went back to Colombia.
Yeah. That's crazy. I remember stories about that. That's a wild thing.
I was at that game.
No way,
it was crazy.
Bro.
Yeah,
how old were you at the time?
Was it 94? So I was.
I'm showing your age.
I was 16.
Nice.
So I remember my father. I turned to my dad. My father turned to me, and we both said the same thing. We're like, he can't go back to Colombia when he scored that own goal, because we knew they'd kill him. And everyone in the stadium was saying it too. They're like, yeah, he can't go back. Oh no, he can't go back. It's like a South Park episode where everyone's just like mumbling to this. They're like, no, he can't go back. No, he can't go back.
Yeah.
But he went back, and they killed him.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how seriously they take football in some countries. Let's call it soccer. It's crazy how seriously they take soccer in some countries. And it wasn't even soccer, I don't think, just so much as the country's name was on the line. They had to win, and it did look like there was maybe something a little fishy had gone on there. So,
I think it was Pablo Escobar that had him murdered.
Cousins, they were cousins, right? Not brothers, but cousins, I think.
I don't think they were related. No, I don't think they were related.
That's just a common last name.
It's just like
Jones or Smith.
Smith, yeah.
Interesting.
I guess in there it was close enough.
I thought England had got something there. They were pressuring the Switzerland keeper. I don't know. England looked like they've had some most of the control over this match. Yet Switzerland still looked like they could be dangerous. At times. This is going to be a tough one. England needs to not make any mistakes today. So
I think Bellingham also is not allowed to play today. I think he got a 1-game ban.
Oh, really? Was it just yellow card suspensions or something?
It was for his celebration of his goal the other day.
Oh, snap. That sucks. I didn't even see the celebration or the goal. I've heard the goal was fucking phenomenal, but I did not see it. I'll Google it real quick. We got a second. Nothing's real crazy. Everybody, again, looks like we got 16 people in the house. If you're here, go ahead and slap a like. It's free. It makes us feel good. And also lets us know you're here and that you like what we're doing. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to either Alan or I or both. If you're watching this on my channel, Talking Ball, since it's dual streamed, you might be. Slap a like, subscribe. And if you're watching here, consider going over here to Team Tottenham Go, which is Alan's channel, and it is right there. You can go there, you can subscribe and do the same things, like some of his videos, share the love. We appreciate it. Also, I have to throw this out. Memberships are available again for my channel. If you would like to join, there is the link. It's pinned in the chat. I'm planning on doing something special, Alan, for members, and
I know I'm a member.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking about doing so everything I do is live, but I haven't gotten back into video editing. I went to school for all of this stuff, actually. Radio, TV, broadcasting, and so editing video is something I used to do a lot. And I think I'm gonna make some long form videos, maybe player breakdowns, tactics videos, but some pre-recorded content, and I think that's going to come out just only to members. So we'll see
Cool.
how that goes. Yeah, dude. We'll see how that goes. If people like them, maybe I'll stick them out, in the public like later. Maybe like 2 weeks after I release them to the members, something like that. But I'm just trying to think of some fun content for members. And guys, just to let you know, we really do appreciate everything, member or not, any of that. We just appreciate your support. But look at this. Bellingham is playing.
Bellingham is playing. I thought he got a 1-game ban for his. Let me look at that.
Yeah, I'm looking up his goal.
Happened.
I just want to see the goal. And to everybody watching, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And it was versus who are they playing? Slovakia?
Today they're playing.
No. Sorry, I meant the one where Bellingham scored like the absolutely amazing goal that everyone.
Oh yeah, Slovakia.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Oh man, sweet! This looks awesome. I can already tell by the
it was just
image.
a fine. They just fined him. Why would they fine him 30,000 euro? Unbelievable.
I'm going to see what he did here. So long throw, headed backwards. Oh man, it was almost a bicycle kick. That was nice.
I misread it. It was a suspended 1-match ban for violating the basic rules of decent conduct.
Oh, he did not even have to take a touch before he hit it. That was beautiful. Normally on a bicycle kick like that, I see people take one touch to kind of set themselves up and get the bounce the way they want it, but it just sat for him perfectly. Oh my God, that was a phenomenal goal. They're not showing the celebration, but whew.
They say that when he scored that he was seen grabbing his crotch in the direction of the Slovakia bench. Now, if this was baseball, that's all they do is grab their crotch. So
exactly,
I don't understand.
Maybe his stuff was just in the way. He just flew onto his back and could have crushed everything in between his legs. Who knows, man?
Who knows?
I think
that's how he
scored. I think he was just. Let's just say he was just getting everything where it needed to go. So yeah, I think that's a little hard on him. But man, what a goal that was! And then Kane scored what a minute and a half later or something, and England are through.
It was in the extra time.
Crazy stuff. Still 0-0 in this game against Switzerland.
I still think that Harry Kane is carrying an injury.
Isn't he always? I know that sounds bad of me to say, but he seems just perpetually kind of injured now. Like I don't know if I've seen him fully fit in a while. He just doesn't play like it. You know what I mean?
He misses. Yeah,
it also could have been one of those things where he's just played too much football. And that gets to you. Those hours on your legs. He always too had this habit of rushing himself back to Spurs. I don't know if that was his own doing. I don't know if that was him. Probably was, to be honest, because that dude just loves to play and score and be in the, you know what I mean? But yeah, he would always come back a month or two earlier than they would, have him slated to come back. And maybe over time, that damage to his ankles or whatever has accumulated, and he's just not able to move like he used to be. But yeah, he does not look himself.
Well, and I think he suffers from that no knowledge that he is going to start. He there is no fire under his feet, but whatever he sets there, because he knows he's going to start. Southgate loves Harry Kane, and maybe Harry Kane has some incriminating evidence on Southgate. Who knows? But
I don't think he needs it. Some players might need it, but I think Kane gets it. You know what I mean? Like he's just the all-time England's all-time leading scorer of players right now, obviously. I just think that he's a shoo-in, but I know what you're saying. There definitely needs to be some more rotation. Maybe don't play him against some of the small fries. Save him for big games.
Yeah. Well, and I think I don't think it works between him and Bellingham. I think he gets in Bellingham's way because he likes to drop back, and I see Bellingham, standing next to Harry Kane, and it's like, oh, well, what the hell are they doing standing next to each other?
Definitely. Looks like Switzerland got a mid-block going that we can't seem to really cope with yet. I say we as if I'm English. Apologies, but that England can't really seem to cope with yet. But no, and Kane has that thing. That's what I was going to say, too. I was going to come up exactly with that point about him dropping deep. Where does Southgate want him to be? I don't know what Southgate's plan for him is. I don't know what Southgate's telling him to do. I don't know what Southgate I don't know. His tactics are awfully strange to me. I don't know why you wouldn't set these players up to play in a similar way that they play with their respective club teams. Um, but they just
Well, it
don't
could be
really.
so different. But I think at least if they had a unified, but he plays it's such a boring game to watch.
It really and truly is.
All
Yeah.
of the games have been boring. There's no excitement about the way they play. It's very negative football or
Yeah.
soccer, and it's
Soccer, you caught it. I love it. Yes.
yeah, it's very
But
negative soccer.
who would you? I mean, I wouldn't say it's as bad as like some of the soccer we've seen in the Premier League in the past. It's not it's not
It's not
Burnley.
constant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like
it's not players all sitting back waiting and breaking exactly. But I mean, I just don't see a lot of possession in the opponent's half. Not a lot of controlled passing. I don't know. It's just what do you think that they need to do to kind of remedy that? You were saying maybe if they had like you were starting to say something, but I think I cut you off.
what they need is a new coach. I think that they just downright need a different head of the class. Someone that's gonna take charge of the team more. Um, give them it, give them better direction and a little more. And I think someone that probably swaps around the team a bit more. He again plays Harry Kane every time. He pretty much sets up with a similar team every time. And I read about, he's planning on some shock change, and then there really isn't much of a shock change. He plays with pretty much the same people. Some people out of position, some people
Right.
in their respective positions. But yeah, I think his bench. Just look at his bench, man. I mean, swapping out Harry Kane for an Ivan Toney or an Ollie Watkins is not like scandalous,
No,
It's-
and so Adrian Stroka, who's on the channel a lot, who's also got his own channel, Tottenham Diehards, TTID. I'll put the link up for that in a sec. But yeah, I mean, so he's been crying out for them to play Kane in the number 10 role. Do you think that would solve a lot of the problems? Then they could get somebody like Watkins or Toney in. You could even play with two up top. There's just I think that Kane would play better with either a strike partner or him being allowed to drop deeper and having somebody else be that fox in the box, tap in guy.
or I hate to say it, and I Harry Kane's one of my absolute favorite players in the world. But
Yeah.
it's okay to take him out. Rotate him, give him a chance to rest, so that when he does come on, he is elite. Right now it's like he's always on 90 plus minutes, and the guy just looks tired. He looks like he's carrying an injury, and if he's not, he's just tired.
I think we're the
But-
same age. I think he and I are both 32. He might only be 31, but yeah,
Really?
he's not exactly a spring chicken anymore either. You got to think about that. I mean, I think they need to do something to limit, and I mean, he already is limiting himself, but with the amount of movement that he does. But yeah, you can't ask Kane to press. I don't think Kane is going to be that pressing forward. Remember under Pochettino, Kane pressed like a freaking madman, and it was just because he was young and had the legs to do so. I think I don't think that he's capable of it anymore, and that's okay. We just need to, and I say we again as if he plays for Spurs or as if I'm English, and neither of those two things are true. But they need to find a way to get the most out of him because he's definitely capable of so much more than they're getting out of him, at least for England. Obviously, he scored a freaking truck ton of goals in the Bundesliga last year, as we all knew he would. I don't think there was ever any doubt there. And yet the trophy curse continues. Did Bayern get any trophies last year?
No.
They didn't win the league. They lost the cup, and then they didn't win the Champions League, obviously. So yeah,
Nope.
man.
They got
Wild,
all they got was
wild,
the
wild.
Kane curse.
I feel kind of bad for the guy. I really do. But hey, what can you do? What can you do, right? Maybe he's wishing he would have stayed, seeing some Ange ball, wishing he was so part of that. Do you think that there is a buyback clause of any variety in for Kane?
Probably. There's probably something in the contracts. I mean, some of these contracts, as we're noticing with the Eze contract, some of them can be very, very complicated. And even if it seems straightforward, like a buyout, like a what's it, the buyout clause.
Yeah, like it should be straight,
You would
straightforward.
think it's straightforward. Football Manager makes it seem straightforward, but it definitely isn't straightforward the way you have to go about it when it comes to how much money you have to pay up front and whatnot. So
Man, I got really excited. I thought England were about to score. Bellingham almost with the perfect touch to set up Kane. Yeah, you're watching too, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so it isn't straightforward. So I would think that probably Daniel Levy most likely, created some sort of maze of complications with that, but there probably is something.
Yeah, you think there would have to be, I guess, even if he comes back. I mean, then the question comes to be: would you take Kane back in 2 years? Say Kane's 33. Would you have him back at the club?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's the answer I was hoping for. Me too, for what it's worth. And I think there's a pretty good chance that he does come back. To finish what he started, to break that record, that all-time Premier League goal scorer record. I could definitely see it happening. And I don't know how many he's behind. I don't know how many goals he would have to score a season to reach that tally. I'll tally that up there in a second. Again, it looks like there's some more people in the house, though. So I just want to say hey to everybody. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate you big time. Yeah, you were about to say something, I think, about how far Kane was behind the record.
Oh, just saying that for every season he's outside of the Premier League, it becomes that much harder for him to just to get there, because he's only getting older and will slow down. So he's only got maybe 1 year, maybe two. If he stays with Bayern for another season or two, I don't think even if he comes back, I don't think he'll break it.
See, it's tough. If he plays for a long time, he might. You know what I mean? Even if his goal scoring slows down quite a bit, he could be one of those players that plays until they're 38. You know what I mean? And then maybe over the course of time, season after season, get enough goals that he could break it. I think it's possible. Bringing this back up, not only is Bellingham playing, I'd say he's been England's best player of the match so far. Bellingham's looks great. I've heard a lot of people talking some smack about him in this tournament. And I will tell you, first and foremost, I have not watched every minute of every match. But Bellingham looks on the money today, dude. I think he looks great. We all know he's a great
player. Yeah, he's just a fantastic player.
Absolutely. And again, everybody, can I get some score predictions, y'all? If everybody's watching, you're watching the England match like us. What's your score prediction? Obviously, you gotta go with your boys if you're English, if you're watching this. I know, but Alan, since you have no particular ties to either of these countries, who do you think's gonna win? What's your score prediction, buddy?
Based on what I've read more than seen, because I generally don't get the streams here in America, but I know Switzerland have beaten some pretty good teams, and they've been a very good team. In England, squeaked by the skin of their teeth against Slovakia. Arguably, they should not have won, and it was but for the brilliance of Jude Bellingham that they even made it in. And again, I love Harry Kane, but I think I could have tapped in his goal because it was just set up so well. So I think what Switzerland may wind up putting it in later in maybe in the game and then grabbing a win is my guess.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I definitely don't want England to lose. Please don't get me wrong, but I do think if he did, I think it would be the end of Southgate, which could then be the beginning of the ascendancy of this England team, because they've got the players, they've got the talent. I think if you look at player for player, I think the England squad is just as good as Spain, and we've seen how good they're performing in this tournament. So, with better coaching, this team could actually flourish. I don't want them to lose today. Please, please, please don't misunderstand that. I'm just saying if they were to, Southgate, I think, would be shown the exit door, and I think that would be better for English, the English national team as a whole. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, a tournament win would be lovely and great for everybody in the wonderful country of England. So yeah, that's me.
It's a season of change. They have a new leading party and a new prime minister, and
Yeah. So hey, this is embarrassing. I don't know anything about that. What party won? What party won last night or yesterday or whatever that was?
So Labour won. They won. The Tories were in power for, I want to say it's like 12 or 14 years, and then they had a record-breaking defeat. So now Sir Keir Starmer is the new
Prime
Minister.
Well, see, man, don't want to get too political, but that's cool. It's cool that there's been a change. It's never good to have the same thing for too long. You have to mix things up. Without getting, like I said, to choosing a side over another side. It is good to have a bit of both, a bit of change. Both sides, some perspective. Yeah,
it's interesting. Nigel Farage made it into Parliament, which is interesting. I would not have thought that.
Is it bad that I don't know who Nigel Farage is?
He was the guy that kind of started the Brexit move.
Oh, interesting.
He's kind of a Eurosceptic guy, and
how old is he? How old is he? Do you know, like ish?
Probably in his early 60s, I think. He's a Trump guy. He's the Trump guy. And Trump is a Nigel Farage guy, so they like each other, those two.
And again, I was trying not to be political, but I accidentally let everybody know how I feel about that guy. Sorry about that, everyone. And if you disagree, that's fine. That's all good. That's what America is all about. We're in America right now, and I look at this. Yeah, dog. So, man, politics. I don't want to get into it, but our shit's crazy over here right now, guys. So, at least you don't have that. Alan, another question I wanted to ask you, and let's move this back into the direction of Spurs. We're kind of hitting the England thing. It's almost halftime, so we can take a little break, I think. I want to talk about Archie Gray. Wait. Sorry. Before that, let's get this up here. So Audio Artisan said he thinks that Kane needs 60 goals. That could be 3 or 4 seasons. He's going to be too old, he thinks, to break the record. I
think it's great that when we talk about like 60 goals, that it could be 3 or 4 seasons. There are how many players in the Premier League, including the bench and whatnot, who will never see 60 goals in their lifetime, on their own score. And when it comes to Harry Kane, we're kind of saying, yeah, about 3 or 4 seasons.
Maybe less if he has a really good one.
Maybe less, if he has a really good. I mean, that's the kind of caliber we're talking about with Harry Kane. And I love that about him.
Yeah, you can't get that everywhere. I mean, that's just,
I remember Harry Kane when he was really young. I wanted him off the team so bad because it seemed like all he would score were own goals. Do you remember when he was really young? He scored like 1 or 2 own goals, and they were horrible. And I was like, why did they keep? That. Oh yeah, it was like own goals, and then suddenly the guy was scoring goals, and then he's been brilliant. But I just remember when he was really young. I remember yelling at the TV. I'm like, why is this guy on the pitch? What the hell? He's so young.
Oh yeah, kind of chubby in the face. He didn't look like a grown up yet. That's for sure. And then I remember Tim Sherwood came in to replace AVB. I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. My timeline's all messed up. And then Tim Sherwood gave Kane some playing time. Before that, Kane had been playing in like the Europa League and stuff and playing well, doing a good job, scoring goals. I remember there was one game in the Europa League where he got a hat trick. Then our keeper got a red card, and so Kane had to go in a goal. Didn't have to, but he offered to or whatnot.
Yeah.
And they scored a free kick on him. He made the initial block, and then it like slipped under him. It was embarrassing, but funny. And that was his first hat trick, I think, for Spurs. So the first of many for Harry Kane.
Yes.
I don't know, Audio. I mean, 60 goals is a lot. 3 or 4 seasons. Three seasons, I think. And I don't know. I think he could do it if he did come back. But like Alan was saying, it would have to be like the year after next at maximum for him to have a good shot at it. Unless he's going to be playing in the league for the next 7 years and plans on scoring, 6-7 goals a season. You know what I mean? It's just So
How old was Alan Shearer when he set that record?
fuck, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know
probably.
if anybody cares how old, if he was in his mid 30s and Harry Kane's in his early 40s when he breaks it. I mean, yes, he broke it, but he also took longer to do it. I don't know if that matters to anybody.
Not me, but no, I know what you mean. I think it would just be kind of a testament to modern sports science that he's that he's able to continue going for so long, keep his body going.
Mhm.
Look at this, Peter Kagayas is in the building. What is up, Pete? Pete the paramedic says hi all. 2:45 a.m. in Melbourne. We are at halftime, by the way. We are at halftime, by the way, in the England match. Pete doesn't care about that. But Pete, thanks for joining us today, man. It is really good to have you here.
Thank you, especially 2:45 in the morning. Oh, did you say he's a paramedic? Must have gotten off shift.
That's my guess too. I was going to ask, are you off or are you headed in?
Just about to start.
No.
Yeah. One or the other at
that time. Yes, sir. So, hey, I wanted to ask you about this. Have we talked about this together? Archie Gray, why is everybody so pissed off about it?
People are pissed off about that? I thought everyone was happy.
Bro, maybe now. Maybe the pissed offness has finally worn away and everyone has just kind of relaxed. But when it happened, everybody was ready to fight. It was bad, man. Pete's still on. Pete, big up, wow. Dude. Thanks for tuning in to us while you're at
work,
man.
Thank you. Hopefully you have an easy shift.
No kidding, dude. Hopefully everything's good. It just was the 4th of July over here, so I'm guessing every paramedic in our country was busy trying to glue people's fingers back on.
Yeah, rehydrate them.
I didn't blow any of mine off this year, thank God.
Good.
All 10 fingers intact. Toes, I can't say the same. No, I'm just kidding. Toes are good too. But yeah, Pete says Gray will be a top player, and I fully agree. And
yeah, I think so too.
Ramped in ED. What the fudge does that mean?
Ramped in ED.
Does ramped mean it's going crazy? It's packed. It's ramped. I don't know. Let us know. Let us know what ramped means. It's probably some really cool Australian slang that I am not privy to. So apologies, but I'm always down to learn some new slang. Pete, let us know. But yes.
Did I just freeze?
Okay, we're back. That was crazy. Can you hear me, Alan?
Yeah, I hear you. It's so weird. Was that me? I was frozen.
I think I was frozen too, man. I don't know. I turned off a bunch of stuff. We'll get it back up later. But he says, "Aha, emergency." He says it's just ramped up. He's ramped up in the emergency.
Okay.
Waiting for bed. Big up, dude. Thank you for doing the work that you do, man. That is an incredibly kind and thoughtful job that you do. I know it's definitely not easy, so thanks, man. We appreciate it.
It's got to be an intense job, crazy. Long shifts. Was it 4 on, 3 off, something like that?
Probably. And the stuff that you see is nuts. And we all know Australia is pretty wild. You guys get wild just like us here in the U.S. So you probably see some crazy stuff. Yeah. Audio artists have been saying that Gray has a very high ceiling. He's excited to see him develop. And me too. And Alan, I'm excited. I am.
I do know you were very excited. And it's interesting. I'm starting to get who Ange kind of reminds me a lot of Pochettino because it seems like he likes the young players who he can develop in his style. And
who will do anything asked of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not going to say,
anything.
I don't want to play. Anything. But he's like, no players are going to be stuck up and say, oh, no, I don't play that position. I play this position. No, he's going to play you where he wants to play you, and you're going to deal with it. And the players know that. And I think with younger players, it's easier to kind of be that way as well. So,
well, he seems eager. Archie Gray seems, and I think Ange was a big part of the reason why Archie Gray came to Spurs. So, I'm starting to get a sense of who he's been looking for and why maybe we're not going for certain other older players because maybe they're harder to fit into Ange's system. Maybe he wants them to play a certain way and they're just like, look, I know how I play. I'm not willing to change. And that's going to be a problem if you want me to change. So
for sure.
you know, we have Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall. You know, I'm excited about our midfield, and where it's going to go. You know, especially when we have some of these other under 21s, and
Yeah.
um,
And even though he's over, I think he might be over 21, but I mean, Saar's a young player, Dragoshin's a young player, Van de Ven's a young player, and now we've got these midfielders, these new midfielders that are young men. You know, we've also got youth up top. We don't talk about it a lot because they're not like tip top, best in the world talents, but you know, we've got Valise, we've got Troy Parrott. You know, we've got Dane Scarlett. We've got players that can play. You know, I don't know exactly how we're doing in the winger department in the under 21s or in the the youth teams, but yeah, I mean, I can clearly see what we're doing here. But part of the reason why everyone's so pissed off, Alan, is because there's been different numbers like kind of thrown out there for what Archie Gray costs. Some of them are as high as people saying 45 million pounds, which is a lot, or 45 million pounds, something in that region. And people are like, oh wow, that much for a youngster. You know, I thought we need experienced players. That's half our budget right there. And then I'm trying to think of other stuff I've heard people say. Oh, why are we getting all these young players for a manager who's not even going to be here come December? And you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. That's
there's a
what
lot
I've
of
heard.
speculation and stuff. I mean, it's not my money, so you know, when it comes to spending, I always laugh when people get really up in arms, pissed off about, you know, oh, we're gonna pay him 300 grand a week. We can't do that. It's like, well, it's not your money. What does it matter to you? If they're willing to pay it, pay it.
You're not paying anything. Exactly.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay, pay. And like that's with like Nico Williams. With Archie Gray, what does it matter? It's like Brennan Johnson. It's like, what does it matter? Yes, they paid a lot, but they were obviously willing to pay a lot to have him. They obviously see not just a player for the now, but for the future, because he is young. Yeah, I know he's was he like 22 or something like that?
He might be even younger than that, to be honest.
But they see a player that's got a high ceiling, as Audio Artisan is saying, and is a player for the future. And that's investing in the future. You know,
he's only 18 years old, my man. 18.
He's 18.
Yeah.
So there is that. Him and Lucas Bergvall are going to be the future of Tottenham. You know, and you know, players like Will Lancashire and hope maybe Dane Scarlett and you know the Donnelly, and it's exciting to see. You know, Brennan Johnson's also very young. Pat Matasar's very young, as you said, and Dragoshin's very young. So we've got a young squad. And maybe that's what Ange is looking for. Younger players who have a high ceiling rather than made for right now players that are older, like an Ivan Toney, who have maybe already hit their ceiling and all they will ever do is either match what they've done or go down. So I don't know, but I'm excited about the future. I'm glad that we're seeing this rather than a team that's older and aging and has to be replaced, where, you know, we're getting these younger players.
Do you have any fear, though, that Ange is going to get sacked? That a lot of people seem to think that he's going to get sacked this season. So we're buying a bunch of players for a manager who's not going to be here, a system we might not play anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any merit in that personally. I don't think that he's got anything to fear. I think that he's going to see out his contract. Big up Cosmic Sean, by the way. Sean, big up to you, buddy. It's good to hear from you, man. I need to text you back. Have not been feeling 100 the last couple of days, but thanks for tuning in, dude. He says, let's go England, and we're all on the same page as you, man. We're all on the same page. And then real quick, Pete says 4 on, 4 off. Yikes.
Oh, wow.
That's a stressful schedule, my man, and with it rotating like that.
Isn't it? And I think the paramedics tend to work like 11, 12-hour shifts, and then they get 4 on, 4 off or something like that. My buddy was a Navy corpsman, and so when he worked, he would do ambulance stuff and worked in the hospital, and then it's like that, 12-hour shifts, 4 on, 4 off, stuff like that.
Yikes. Yeah, glad it's not me. But Pete, I'm also glad that somebody's doing it. We appreciate you big time, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, For sure. So another question: people seem to think with the signing of Archie Gray that it means that we're not going to sign other players. It means that we've kind of effectively closed the door on some other things. People are like, well, where's the money going to come from? Do you still think that we're in for this fella, Mr. Eze?
Eberechi Eze, I think I absolutely do. I think when Adrian and I were talking about this, that when they agreed personal terms already, that likely they've all, the team at that point would have done everything else. Well, why go that mile to agree personal terms if you weren't willing to do everything else to get the player? So 100%. I think now that we are in July, we're in the new fiscal year. I think we're going to start seeing some outgoings, which is some of where money will go. Again, if we average 10 million, we have a bunch of players to send out. We could see over 100 million in that, and that's just in outgoings. It doesn't seem like we're, and maybe we don't send as many, but we send for the amount that they want for the players. Like Højbjerg, they want like 20, 25 million for him. Let's say they get that. They want, what is it, 15 or 20 for Emerson, which I think is a ripoff. But I just don't think he's worth that. But let's say we get 15, 20 million for him. That's already like 40, 50 million between a couple of players. So we may not have to average out to 10 per for all nine or 10 players
to get that money in. I see
to get that money in, and so to address what you were saying before, I don't know where this Ange out stuff is coming from. I mean, people are just, I think people are playing Football Manager a lot, and they're just so pissed off about whatever they're pissed off about.
Ange's tactics, no plan B, suicidal high line, conceded the most goals out of any team in the second half of the season or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if that's a true stat, but it was high. I mean, we did concede tons of goals in the second half of the season. I get that.
We did.
I just don't see the cause for concern yet. And I know I always bring them up, and who likes bringing them up, but their freaking colors are all over our screen right now. So the freaking scum down the road. How long did it take them to get everything figured out and perfectly in place for their really good season that they just had? Pains me to say, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that you're right. The Ange out stuff is super premature. If there ever becomes a time for that, it definitely isn't now. I'm not saying that he's going to be here forever or should be here forever or should never be sacked ever. I mean, everybody's, culpable. If there's a problem, everybody is, at fault or all the coaching staff, Ange especially. And so if we have a terrible season, maybe we reevaluate. But I think until that happens, what? It's kind of just where I am. Like, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. Well, people, I think you have to have reasonable expectations. I don't think it's reasonable to say on one side of my mouth, I want to give a coach time to do what they need to do. And then the other hand, on the other side of my mouth go, well, I gave him a season, so he's got to go.
Yeah. I didn't like what I saw. Didn't like what I saw on the season.
Yeah.
How could anybody say that too? I mean, like that statement, I'm sure no one's saying that because everybody, I think, likes the football that we saw, at least compared to Conte. You could argue the football under Mourinho was exciting-ish because Kane and Son were just so on it. But under Conte, it seems like everybody took a step back. The football was boring. It was no fun to watch. I felt like I was watching
boring
England national team. It was, but worse because we don't have the talent that they've got. So, yeah.
Well, and Ange is playing with Conte's team, and so I'm excited to see what Ange will be able to produce with players that he wants, and it's not so far that hasn't happened yet because we've only had Timo Werner and Archie Gray. So it's not like he's got his team now. It's, so there need to be more outgoings. There need to be more incomings. And then.
And speaking of outgoings and incomings, let's switch to incomings. we know that Archie Gray's done. He can play that inverted fullback role, so that's good there. He can also play in the midfield. So I think that's cover for two positions. I don't like using one player in my mind as cover for two positions exactly, but so Archie Gray, we got covered for two positions there. What other must-have positions do you see Ange demanding us getting? That kind of thing.
We need a center forward. We need a striker. Desperately. We saw last season just how poorly we perform without Harry Kane, without a prolific striker. Someone who knows how to take the crosses and score them. And we just so many times it just seemed like all we did was pass in the box. Do you watch that? It just seems like we pass around
the box thing.
Yeah, passing around the box. And it's like, because we don't have that shining star who's just in that deadly striker who can just put away balls, and the whatever crosses, they're just there. Headers, whatever comes their way, they put it in. We need that, which is kind of why I want like an Ivan Toney, because I feel like he can do that. And you don't need a young player per se in that position who can grow in. You can get a ready-made now player for that.
Absolutely.
I think we need a left back and a right. I think we need a backup for Destiny, or someone that can challenge him.
With Kyle Walker-Peters coming back to the club, how would you feel if that happened? I know the same exact members of the fan base that are really mad about Archie Gray would absolutely have a fit if Kyle Walker-Peters came back. But I've been impressed with what I've seen from him in Southampton. I really have. He looks like he's bulked up he's gone from a boy to a man. Real quick, Queen Ellie Hoybier in the house. Royalty in the building. Ellie, what is up? Good to have you. Yeah, Ellie, big up. She says she loves Archie, and I do too.
Ellie,
I think he's going to be good. I don't know if we talked about this, Ellie, but I have been showing everybody highlight videos saying that he's the player I wanted. If they wanted Joe Rodon, give us Archie Gray. I knew it was not super realistic, but I mean it worked out well. It worked out. So there we go.
Kyle Walker-Peters, KWP. I was not impressed with him when he was a part of Tottenham before, and maybe for Southampton. I know he has done pretty well. Aside from Harry Kane, I'm always leery about having players come back. Generally speaking, I think that. It's like dating a girl and then breaking up and then making up and coming back. It just.
I will have to say, Spurs have had a pretty good track record of doing that in the past, though. Jermaine Defoe left, came back. Was important to us when he came back. Not as good of a player. Obviously, he had aged. Age had caught up with him a bit, but he still scored quite a few goals. We also had
Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Gareth Bale, Robbie Keane on more than one occasion, or more than one stint with us. So we have, as a team, had pretty good luck with doing that. But I think if we bring back players now, we've got to be really careful, like you were saying. Kyle Walker-Peters, Marcus Edwards,
Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters, I would not even speak about Kyle Walker-Peters in the same breath I would Gareth Bale or Robbie Keane.
No way.
There's obviously a vast difference between their abilities. I would have Gareth Bale back right now. I would tackle him on the green, golfing, and then kidnap him and put him back in a Tottenham jersey and get him back on the team, even right now. And he's probably a little bit heavier, probably out of shape a bit, and I would still take him back right now.
Definitely, I think he's
Kyle Walker-Peters. We can do better than that and still have a backup, I think, personally. And Marcus Edwards, I don't know. He had issues outside of the pitch, right? And that was part of the
Yeah, but
problem.
he was very young, like 16 years old. Like I was a piece of shit when I was 16. Like I didn't just have some issues. Like I was a freaking dumb asshole at 16. So you know what I mean? Like if we look at these guys who are uber rich, have everything they could ever want, want for nothing, more money than you or I make in a year, they make in a week. You know what I mean? And it's like, so yeah, I mean, I'm willing to look past that, but I don't know about his ability. Like I know that he's done well, playing in Holland, but I don't know how well that would translate. We've seen that happen with Vincent Janssen coming to us after a good season, good half season in the Dutch league. Real quick, In a Hype is in the house. Big up, In a Hype. He's saying that Chiesa has a reasonably cheap release clause from Juventus. That's definitely one to look at. And then he's also got some more. Patrick Dorgu from what the fuck team is that?
Lecce?
I'm gonna have to look that team up. I don't even know what that is. It sounds Spanish. As cover for the left back position. Interesting. Let me see something here.
That's a deep cut. I've never heard of that person or that team.
He is our resident. They're Italian as well. Makes sense. But he is our resident scout In a Hype. He comes in. He kind of has some deep cut names. Switzerland just had a shot. Easily stopped by Pickford. But yeah, man, this game's wide open still. Could definitely go either way. But yeah, In a Hype, definitely gonna have to check him out. I'll put on a compilation video, watch it on the third screen while we're doing this. But yeah,
Who was that? Was that Kyle Walker that went down? Did he get kicked in the balls?
Let's see here.
No. Oh, is it Konsa? Yeah,
it was Konsa. Does he kick in the nuts here? Close. Damn. I don't know. Yeah. Here's a better angle. We'll see where he gets it. Oh no, I've probably seen the.
Oh, it's in the knee.
Kneecap. Yeah. Those hurt bad.
Yeah, that hurts.
Ouch. But I'm glad he's back up and running around. And so far, I haven't noticed him a ton, which is good. I think for a player coming in as like a rotational center back, you don't want to notice him a lot. For one, you don't want them having to do a lot of work, and for two, when you tend to notice defenders, it's when they're making mistakes. And so yeah, I'm glad I haven't noticed much of him yet.
I kind of want to see when it comes to defense. I want to see all three, Romero, Van de Ven, and Dragusin on, together. So isn't that how Conte lined up with the back three, and we kind of yelled for a back four, and now we're all yelling for a back three again?
You know what? Us football fans, we're never satisfied ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I think the three of them would be great. But I mean, we could have a back four. I don't know how he would finagle it, but
yeah, you would have to put Romero as like the defensive midfielder that dropped back and made it a back three in attack or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or Pedro Porro doesn't have to be in defense. I don't. If anything, I think he's better up front than he is in the back.
I've heard people have that same thing to say before. I also think that we could possibly play, and I know that Postecoglou said that it was for fitness reasons, basically, that we didn't last season. But Van de Ven can play that left back position. I mean, we saw him do it for the Netherlands in this exact tournament. So that's an option. That's a good option, I think. That way, then you could have Romero and Dragusin in the middle, and then right back could be Archie Gray, could be Porro, could be whoever. And I think that still gives you a pretty balanced back line, but maybe some more rigidity and steel than we're used to. Then again, though, Destiny's one of our best players, so where does that put him? Would you rather have Destiny in his natural position, or would you rather have Van de Ven playing in a maybe kind of secondary, I guess, as you call it, position? It's tough. It's really tough.
It is
tough.
It's
a good problem to have. It is not often that we have selection issues like this. By the way, Sean, again, a member of the channel, big up, dog. Sorry for not pointing that out earlier. We super appreciate you here at Talking Ball. Thank you for helping keep the lights on, my guy. Sean's a real life in real life friend of mine. So it is
Oh,
it is
nice.
to talk to him. Oh yeah. Real quick, in a hype saying Marcus Edwards won the league in Portugal, which is fairly difficult with Porto and Benfica normally winning things. Very true.
Yeah.
So in a hype, would you take him back? And if he did come back, would you say? And I'm not when I do this voice, I'm not being you in a hype. I'm being Twitter people. Okay. Would you say, but that's a Levy signing, Daniel Levy signing, typical Levy signing? I hate that shit. Because even I don't know, it just seems like it. You can't. Some people just can't be pleased, and I need to learn that and understand that and take that in. Some people are going to just be pissed off no matter what happens, Alan. You know, you can't make everybody happy all the time. But I feel like if we get a player in for a good deal, it's a Levy signing. They're shit. You know, and that's not always the case, and that's not always fair. You know.
Well, Levy. Makes me laugh. The people that are pissed off, I just laugh because pissed off people make me laugh. But in general, but
I need to get more on that. I'm the type of guy that I'm just like, why are you pissed off? That's stupid, and then I end up being pissed off, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, you just gotta laugh at that stuff.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, man.
You know, again, if anyone truly had the crystal ball and could see in the future. And then, you know, then I would say, okay, you know, tell me what's true and not true. And if we're doing stuff that is and you know, antithetical or whatever, then fine, I get it. But none of us have a crystal ball. And what I would say about Marcus Edwards, that's his on-pitch performance, which is great. My concern would be his off-pitch performance. And you know,
we gotta remember, like I said, he's grown so much. I mean, he's 6-7 years older now. You know what I mean? Like he's mid-20s, whereas he was an actual teenager.
Well, but you would hope like Ronaldo. Look at Ronaldo, great, awesome player, but is like a baby on outside of hell. He's a baby sometimes on the pitch, but I don't know. Some people they do, some people they don't. Do we? I don't know because I don't watch the Portuguese league. Is he more mature now? You know, does he have issues outside of the pitch? I don't know.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that's all kind of been taken care of, and I've also heard that came from like one or two coaches, like ever. You know what I mean? And so I think when things like that are said, you hear them, you tend to kind of like they get locked into your brain. But I'm not sure really ever how big of a problem that was. I'll do some more research into that as well. But Audio Artisan throws in that he'd rather have Marcus Edwards on the wings than Werner, Solomon, BJ, or Kulu. Damn, dog. Yeah, that's a hell of a statement right there. I'm going to leave that up for a while.
That means that to my mind, that almost makes it sound like you really do want Marcus Edwards because those are our wingers. I mean, unfortunate, for better, for worse, those are our wingers.
Yeah, minus Sonny, but who knows if we don't get a striker, maybe Sonny's jammed up there again, which I would hate. He didn't exactly have a bad goal return, but we also were missing him on the wings. That's a good question. Do you think that Sonny is a starter, is a guaranteed starter this season? I mean, with the players we have in right now, he has to be. But if we were to bring in one or two quality wingers, do you think that Sonny has to start worrying about his place?
No, I think most likely because of where he's at. Right, he has one more year, I think, on his contract. Or
I think, yeah. Do we exercise the option to add a year, or is that?
I don't think we did yet. We did yet. So I have a feeling it's probably in his contract that he would be my guess. In order to stay and not just leave on a free, we'd probably have to make some kind of guarantees.
I get that.
So my guess is he's probably guaranteed to start the vast majority of games and probably does not have to worry about his position. I think he takes a lot of criticism from his dad, and who was his coach growing up and stuff. And I think he wants to please his dad. Hell, when Sonny won the Golden Boot, I was it that when he won the Golden Boot, and his dad was like, yeah, he could have scored more. And yeah. So I mean, he's still got that, and so at least he's got someone that's really hounding him to do better. I could only imagine how he was with him last season, where he really did need to do better.
Yeah, I mean, we say that, and I know that goals scored, it doesn't paint the whole picture, but he had was it his highest ever goal return, or only second to the year that he shared the Golden Boot with Salah? I don't know. It was something. It was something to that effect. Like he had like 26 goals last season. It wasn't. You know what I mean? He had the exact amount of goals as the amount of people watching us right now, Alan. So big up to the 26 people tuning in, and also big up to Sonny for his 26 goals, of course. But yeah, did you hear? Speaking of Sonny and his dad, have you heard like the recent like stuff that's come out about Sonny's dad? And I hate talking about like rumors and stuff where but this is all, none of this is true. Or I mean, none of this is it's all
Fact.
rumors. None of it is shown to be a fact yet. But there's allegations. So Sonny has opened up these like football camps, or maybe his dad opened them up. Anyway, his dad's one of the trainers there, and like some kid has apparently there was some kind of like abuse going on, not that kind of abuse, but just like physical abuse going on, and Sonny's dad has been like implicated. And again, I'm not sure who the hell knows what's true, but that's definitely not a good thing or a good look, and hopefully that isn't true. But we all know that his dad was kind of like that with him, so it's easy to wrap your mind around that and kind of convince yourself that it's true. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, but please, hopefully that isn't true, and everybody's okay. That's sad.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like,
abuse.
Oh hell no. Even though its cultures are different, places in the world are different, with what is and isn't allowed. But not something we like to hear about or see, especially when it's young kids at the forefront of it. So hopefully everybody's good. Hopefully it's all just rumors. I heard the kids' parents were demanding money. It all sort of sounds a little fishy. Like there's definitely more to the story than we are being told. But yeah, there usually is, right? There's three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. So yeah. So back to the match. I would say this has been Switzerland's best period that like I said, I just glance up occasionally, but and Switzerland's been doing a pretty good job. They've had they've forced a couple saves, gotten a corner or two last few minutes. I don't know, man.
Yep.
I'm always afraid of the underdogs in situations. Always. They've got more to fight for. They're going to fight harder.
I kind of feel like England's the underdog in this game, though. I think Switzerland has had a better tournament.
Yeah, but I think Switzerland view themselves as the underdog, whereas England don't. England probably see themselves as a team that should come out here and beat these guys. So I think that underdog mentality is what really can propel teams to be better than they are, to play better than the sum of their parts. You know what I mean? And yeah, we'll have to see, because England definitely isn't playing to even as good as some of their parts, let alone going past that. So yeah, we'll have to see. I hear what you're saying. It's tough. To anybody who's watching in the chat, who's watching the match, who would you say the underdog or favorite, or however you want to word this? Yikes! Kane just got hacked down, absolutely scythed down.
Yep.
Yellow card at least. Come the fuck on, dude. Sorry for my language, anybody watching. There was first
it was Manu.
Yeah, got absolutely clobbered, and then look at. I guess that wasn't as bad as it looked. It was more from the side than from behind, but god damn.
Yeah.
Two subs for the Swiss.
I mean, I'm not rooting for the Swiss. I mean, Granit Xhaka will always be an Arsenal scumbag. So I can't, and he's in red, and I can't get past it. But I think they've had a better, game. They've got a lot of talent. I saw Fabian Schär from Newcastle's also on there, and they've got a lot of talent. And they've had a better overall tournament. And I think they're most likely they're coached better.
Almost certainly. Certainly, yeah. There you go. England building from the back after a short free kick. Here to see what they got, baby. Anyway, we'll leave that go. We'll let you guys know if anything exciting happens. Hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Audio Artisan is pointing out an important and I think really cool fact that Edwards had a good connection with Porro at Sporting. They ripped up the right-hand side, which is actually a pretty cool thing to me. So while we're on this whole Edwards train, I didn't put a banner up for it, so I want to make it yet. Oops, be good if I can spell. There we go. That's a word. So what are your thoughts on Kulu, man? I know that he's a player that really divides opinion on our team. Do you think that he's good enough for us? Do you think he's good enough for Spurs for what we're trying to build, for the way Ange likes to play? I know I just asked you about 6 different questions in one there. But yeah, answer any one of them that you like. It's up to you. But just seeing how you think about it or how you feel about, Kulu and our team and where he fits in with things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was telling Jack from the Irish Hotspur, I was saying that we should sell Kulu. That's my opinion.
You talked to Jack? You got it in with Jack from the Irish Hotspur? Hook me up, dude.
I remember telling him that we should sell Kulu. I think he's good enough? Yeah, I think he's good enough. I think he has the talent. I think he's a little bit one-sided. I think and predictable. I think he needs to work on that, his predictability, or I should say his unpredictability. And he needs to lose a little bit of weight or something. He needs to get a little bit more speed.
I think he might be at the point in his life where that's not an option. You know what I mean?
Maybe it could be, but I think they need to do something to get him to work with his right foot more. He suffers. The team, and as a result, the team suffers because he doesn't like to use his right foot very well. He does surprise us from time to time with his right foot, but generally he prefers the left and will do stuff on on his left.
And I guess maybe leaving that right foot as the surprise option that no one expects. Maybe that's a good thing if he could use that to good effect. But no, I see what you're saying. He's incredibly predictable. It's go down the sideline, cut in on his left, try to have a shot.
But there are a lot of teams that would like that, and the reason why I say sell him isn't because I think he's a bad player. See, and that's it's part of the culture of Tottenham that we sell players that we think are bad. But really good teams, and I think of Man City, for example, they'll sell players who are great. Just because they can move them on to get a younger, very talented player. And that's where I think Tottenham, as we move into that next echelon of teams, we have to be willing to sell players where they're very good and still up there rather than on the decline. So that's why I would sell Kulu. I would sell Bentancur. I would probably.
Whoa, you'd sell Bentancur? Woo!
I would, because again, I think we can upgrade on Bentancur. And I think we did good business to get him. I think he's doing very well, but I think we can improve.
Massive injuries that he had as well. Yeah. Right.
But I think we can improve on him, and I think he still retains a lot of value. So I would sell them. Again, I'm not. One has nothing to do with the other. Saying to sell him does not mean that I think he's a bad player.
Or
no, not at all. I think he's a great player. I think he has a lot of retained value for another team, which is why we should make value of him and sell him where we can get more money for him. And then that becomes money in the kitty.
I see where you're coming from. 100%. Kulu still has value. He's not the type of winger that Ange likes to play. So, I get that. My thought maybe is as a plan B or sometimes it's nice to be able to put on a player and that player single-handedly change your whole play style, and you know what I mean. It's almost like a change of tactics with one player, and I think putting him in could do that. I think that he offers something with his hold-up play, which is why Audio's here. I think this is probably part of why he says he thinks Kulu might be used as a 9, and I can see that with his hold-up play, with his ability to get other people involved. I think he could be a good back-to-goal type of 9. It's definitely not his natural position or where he's played the majority of his games, but he does have that skill set. And then he also follows up with, we'll need Kulu to babysit Bergvall if nothing else, and that's a good point. They are, compatriots for the national team. They know each other. And then I threw in there Kane yellow. Kane sees yellow, hand to the face, accidental, I think, but hand to the face to a Swiss player. James Joris is in the house. What's up, Joris? How's it going, bro? He says, "Come on, England. Come on, James Joris. Good to see you, buddy." We're watching the match. And I don't know, man. James, what do you think? What's your score prediction? I'd say the Swiss have a pretty good hold on this. They're not, they're not getting trampled over. Um,
They need to sub. Like, where are the subs?
no shit. We talked about that bench. We talked about that bench that is absolutely stacked. Where are they for sure? Audio says he can see us starting the season with our nines as Richie and Kulu. Jesus Christ. Left wing, Son and Werner, and right wing, BJ Solomon. Stop it, audio artisan. You're gonna make me cry. That sounds awful. That sounds awful.
I really don't want Richie and Kulu to be our nines. We need to sign someone.
I'm really cool with Richie being one of our nines.
Yeah.
You know what I
me
mean?
too.
Like, I think that he's fine. He's fine. And he's got quite a bit of fight and bite, and he'll go after it. He'll go after you. He wants to win. He wants to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and make things happen himself. Is he always capable of doing that? No. But does he want to? Yes. Do all of our players seem to want to? No. So I think that his drive and his, the fact that he wants so badly to score and to win and to prove himself, it's important. You need a player like that. He's almost got some cockiness, and we don't have a lot of that in the squad, especially not up front. Brennan Johnson seems about as timid as they come. I can't see Kulu ever getting into a little scrap. I don't know, man. I don't know. James is saying, though, Kane defending, goodness gracious. Yeah, man, he was good at that for Spurs too, dude. He, was always back there to get his head on the ball. So yeah, maybe I've missed something. Maybe you're ahead of me and my stream is behind, and maybe something happened. But hopefully, there's been no big errors that were Kane's fault. And then what else we got here? And then James is saying that he's always listening. Big up, dude. We appreciate you. 2-1 England initially, but thinking 1-0 England now. Yeah.
It's always that for England. It's like 1-0.
2-1. It's a one goal. It's a 1 goal margin every time.
It's so boring.
It's Conte, bro.
Southgate.
They should be friends. Maybe they could have a little coaching philosophy school they teach where how to play the most boring, non-progressive football you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I think watching this, Harry Kane kind of needs to be subbed. He's slowing down. He's playing deep, like too deep, and they need someone up front. They need someone up front.
He's just trying to get lucky and get on the end of a header like he did the other night. Like a rebound of some variety. He's just trying to have something to tap in. That's what it looks like to me, at least. He's whether by design or just because he's tired, has stopped dropping back and getting involved in the build-up, which honestly could be a good thing for England.
Mm-hmm. They need more creativity. I think they're not.
Is Foden on the fucking left again?
I think so.
That's so dumb. Play Foden as a 10 where he's actually a good player. I don't know. I find it. Ooh. Bellingham, did you see that? He just went to go flick the ball back and high boot kick the dude in the face, it looks like. And it was Xhaka. Oh, it's okay. Who cares? I don't mind.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah. His face looks aight. And look, they're hugging it out. They're boys. Oh, he barely.
He didn't even touch him. He didn't even touch him.
Hey, you can take the player out of Arsenal, but you can't take the Arsenal out of the player, man. That was a very lame dive, and I'm glad that nothing happened out of it. We're good.
Yeah, they should red card that guy.
Just for no other reason than that he sucks.
Yeah. Arsenal.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Bellingham threw the ball back. I love it. Bellingham's got a little bit of shithousery in him. Not tons, but a bit. And I really.
But we need that. See, Tottenham needs that very badly.
That's why it was so sad when Eric Lamela left the club, bro. I think Eric Lamela would be a really good player in this system.
With his Rabona goals.
Yeah, dude. Yes. And we could play him as a 10. We could play him, we could play him on the wing. I don't know. Lamela was a great player. And I think letting him go, obviously at the time, you couldn't have been able to tell, but the deal for Bryan Hill was a total ripoff. Spurs got jobbed bad. And I definitely wouldn't do that again.
No. Bryan Hill it's such a disaster. Not just losing Eric Lamela, but
the money, I think, and then how much we stifled his career.
Yeah.
You know, if he was playing in Spain and had like a permanent move at a team where he could stay and grow and learn and their style of play and become a fixture of that team, I think he could be a very good player. Italy, oh my fucking god. No way.
Wow.
Real Embolo.
Switzerland score.
No, god damn it.
Didn't I say it? I thought that Switzerland would be doing the business.
Yeah, bro. Jesus. I was half tempted to stick $10 on that, on this outcome. And I mean, shit, there's still at least 15 minutes to go. But I was half tempted to stick $10 on this outcome just because the odds were good. But man, oh man.
This is the outcome you need if you want to get rid of Southgate. I mean, you unfortunately, you can't keep winning and keep Southgate. At some point, you almost have to say Southgate knows what he's doing if they keep winning. But yeah, that was poor. Who was
that? It looked like John Stones. But no way, right?
No, it was Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker initially, right? Nope. So that was Stones is the guy that got a foot on it that left it perfectly.
Oh yeah.
And it was Konsa was the one that got nutmegged for the cross.
Kyle Walker was behind his guy.
Yikes! No one covered themselves in glory there. That was about a mistake from every single defensive player on the pitch. Well, guys. Now we have a match on our hands.
Yep.
This is usually when England kind of come out of their shells when they are forced to. So let's see what happens.
Beautiful assist by Stones.
No shit. And then, look at that the long goal kick by wow, why can't I think of his name right now? The crybaby douchebag from Everton. Pickford, thanks.
Jordan Pickford, yeah.
Yeah, God, I hate his face. But yeah, so one thing I've noticed is that Southgate does prefer to play long out from the back, and I think that confuses some of these players who, the Manchester City players that that are used to building from the back, maintaining possession. I don't know. It's like we were saying, Southgate's tactics thoroughly confuse me at times, and he's looking pretty bad now. Everybody in the chat, what are your thoughts at this exact moment? Are England going to come back? Is Southgate out the door? What's up? What are y'all thinking? Let us know. Yikes. And now it's going to be a bunch of England trying to force the issue.
Yep.
And the time for that has passed. The time for that has passed. So, look at that. Look at all those Swiss fans absolutely losing their minds. Kane's pressing a bit.
Sorry,
Yo, Al. Oh, you're good, man. I'm going to go grab a second cup of Joe, if that's cool with you.
Please.
I'll be right back. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Cool. Be back in literally 30 seconds.
Maybe we'll get SA wrapped up next week. Yeah, I hope so. I would assume that once England gets eliminated, now he's bringing on Luke Shaw. Looks like Eze and Cold Stone Creamery Cole Palmer. So I'm surprised he's making switches now. He hasn't this whole damn time. So, they scored. So may as well make some changes, I guess. He thought that 0-0 was a good score. I guess he doesn't like to come out ahead. He wants to play from behind. I don't get his tactics.
And I'm back. So hey, does this mean that the Eze deal is going to be wrapped up soon?
I think if England if England get eliminated, then I would say we would see more in and out goings from Tottenham and other teams as well who are sort of in a similar boat where they don't want to announce things in the middle of the Euros. I don't know if you saw. So he's subbing in. So Luke Shaw's coming on. Eze's coming on.
A defensive substitution while you're one goal down. Bizarre.
And Cole Palmer.
Okay, well, cool. Cole Palmer is a good player. He could change things. Looks like Saka's still on the pitch, so I would have taken Saka off. He hasn't been particularly productive today.
Mm-hmm. Southgate, though, why he waited until they're one down before he made any changes at all? I don't understand. They weren't scoring. they had like nothing going on up front. So I don't know why they waited, but
no idea.
yeah.
But Trippier is off. This could very well be Trippier's last big international tournament. I don't know. He might make the World Cup, but he's getting up there in age.
Trips,
I have a question.
Trips took over when we lost when Kyle Walker left.
Yeah, and everyone was really unhappy with him. And then we found out that he was playing with a really bad groin injury for like a year.
Yeah.
That we told him to not have surgery on until the season was over. So, it's cool that players are quiet about that. Even while they're getting shit from fans, they don't say, hey, I'm fucking hurt. Oh, my God damn it.
Wow.
Holy shit. I just said get Saka off the pitch, too. What the fuck do I know? Everybody, I don't know shit about shit. That was amazing. Come on, England.
Look at that.
I didn't care who won, but that goal was just phenomenal. And audio says, boom. Yeah, he's an Arsenal boy, but I'll put it aside for right now. That was a phenomenal goal. And look at that. The Prince. Oh, wait. Is he still Prince? Yeah,
he is. That's Prince William. Yeah.
I don't know how that all changed after the Queen's passing.
He just got closer to becoming king.
Nice. One move closer. He's like, check.
Yeah, he's got a hit list.
Man,
he's just number 2 away. Once his dad passes, it goes to him.
We're in a world where you can still be king. You could be a king of it. What? That's bonkers to me as an American. You know what I mean? Look at that old man celebrating. Yes. Go. I love it. 10 minutes, baby. Plus stoppage time, of course. I don't know how much stoppages there's been. In a hype, though, look at this. Marcus Edwards played in a fairly dope Victoria. Jesus Christ, that second.
Maris.
With players like the CD, we tried to sign Tapsoba. Coach was Diego Simeone's assistant coach. Then he got picked up by Sporting. Interesting, man. Yeah, Marcus Edwards in a hype. Maybe you could help us with this. So I heard, the little bits that we would hear about his supposed attitude problems. Is that as big of a deal, you think, as it was made out to be? Obviously, he's almost 10 years older now. He's probably grown out of that. But is there anything that you've heard about with your scouting network that you've got, my man? Look at this Luke Shaw cross to no one. But hey, my question is, if Luke Shaw is fit enough to play, I mean, I guess there's a difference between coming on for the last 10 minutes and starting, but they missed Luke Shaw a ton this tournament. You can't tell me that England has not missed Luke Shaw. Let me change these scores. Holy shit. Oops.
I mean, yeah, I guess Luke Shaw has been injured. I know. I think Manchester United was missing him also.
Yeah. He's a good player. He was great. I believe he was in Southampton, and I want to say Poch had him there, and he was great. Looked awesome, and then
we looked at him too.
Yeah, then he gained a bunch of weight and was absolute trash for a while, and then he didn't lose the weight, and then somehow just was good again. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Adjusted to his body, used the weight to his advantage. He's harder to push around now. Oh my God, Kane, smack it! Oh.
I'm telling you, he's tired.
Yeah, but I think he's going to bag one, dude. I honestly think Kane's going to score the winner. I really do. Let me turn this music down. Sorry about that. My buddy made this beat, and I bought it just so that I could use it for show backgrounds.
Nice.
But, yeah. Helping out some friends, and then yourself at the same time. It's always good. But yeah, in a hype. If you got more Marcus Edwards juice, please spill. We would like to know. Do you think he's got an attitude issue? Let us know. And look at this. James Joris was thinking 1-0 England. I don't know, James. What do you say now? 2-1? That was your initial guess. So now we've got time. But yeah, look at this. I have a bad feeling this is going to penalties, y'all.
Will it have? You think it's going to go all the way to penalties?
I do. I really do. I don't want it to, but yeah. In these big international knockout matches, so I know I talk about gambling kind of a lot. I'm not an expert gambler, but I find that your odds are probably best if you with these types of matches, bet it to end tied at 90. I think that you've got a pretty good shot at that almost any time. It seems to me silly not to, you know what I mean? Because both teams are fighting so hard just to not lose. They just need to make it till the end of the 90, square, with the other team, and then you see it quite often. So that's just what I go for usually. And Hype says Sporting Lisbon's manager is being highly sought after. So much so, West Ham were willing to pay the manager's 20 million euros release clause. So Marcus had some good moves to clubs who played nice footy. Nice, man. And the fact that they wanted him and that he's been wanted by multiple top managers, this is probably what Anaheim's getting at. I don't think that the attitude can be that big of a deal if he's been wanted by these many managers that are, for all purposes, top managers. So, yeah, man, sweet. Hopefully, maybe that quells some of your worries about Marcus Edwards, because from a monetary standpoint, it makes a ton of sense for us to bring him back. For one, he's homegrown, club trained, and for two, he's a pretty good winger, maybe better than some of what we've got. And with that whole percentage of whatever the fee he goes for coming back to us, it effectively makes him like 25% less expensive, or however that works out. Maths. I put the S on there because I know all of our English brethren are watching today.
Yes. Again, I kind of care less about the. I don't know how much. I couldn't really care less about what it costs for him and stuff, because again, it's not my money.
For sure. I'm just saying from like a realistic standpoint, I can see it. You know what I mean? I can see it happening.
I like to football manager as well. I'm just only concerned about the harmony inside the in the clubhouse, so to speak. I don't like it when you have.
I think we've got enough good players, or not. I don't say good as in like talent, but like good as in personality and good people as players on our squad now, that I think that even if he did have sort of a bad attitude, I think they would probably kind of knock that out of him. You know what I mean? They'd be able to bring him in, have him be part of the family. I used to think James Madison was the biggest prick ever, and he was one, man. Like, he spit at a cab driver or something one time. There's a story because the guy didn't know who he was and was, I don't know. And he would always be that guy outside of clubs being like, "Don't you know who I am? What do you mean I can't get in? I'm a professional footballer." It's like, bro, you play for Norwich. Like, chill out a bit. But no. And now look at him. You know what I mean? He seems like a wonderful guy. He does tons of work. He's always got time for, you see him with like fans with disabilities.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Always got time for them. And I guess that just shows that you can have a bad attitude when you're younger, and you can get rid of it, And like I was saying, I did personally. I'm not saying I'm a wonderful, great person now, but I used to be a hell of a lot worse. So anything can change. And Hype says you also have someone who's an actual fan in Marcus Edwards. That is a very good point. Marcus Edwards is Tottenham through and through and through. Came through the academy, loves Spurs like us. So yeah, that's a good point, dude. And Hype, always good to have you here, my man. Always good. By the way, and Hype, do you have a channel? If not, you should do one, man, and do like scouting reports and talk about players. And I think that would be wonderful, dude. And if you ever did that, we would plug the absolute shit out of your channel for you, dude. So think about it. That'd be a really, really cool channel. Or I mean, yeah, we'll talk. Now I'm like, help me with content. But just kidding. And Hype, always great to have you. Look at this, Eze. What the fuck? Yeah, I would hide my face after that too, brother.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to keep doing stupid shit like that. We'll get him a little cheaper.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Don't get me wrong at all. I am obsessed with a near post goal. Like if you beat the keeper near post, I think it's like the most beautiful thing in the entire world. But that was not even close to being on frame.
I wasn't close. Yeah, unfortunately, that was a bad miss.
Ooh, nice. They're gonna call the foul. Yeah, they are. Free kick, England. In a danger zone. Man, if England was playing Spurs right now, it'd be like a guaranteed goal. This is that spot where we just could not stop teams with, you know what I mean? They'd whip it in and headed goal. We can't defend from over there. Don't know why. Oh, snap. Oh, okay. Spain versus France isn't until Tuesday.
Yeah. Is that Foden taken? I thought they took Foden off.
Yeah, he's taking this. Hey, question: do you want to do a watch along for that match on Tuesday? If you're not super busy.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll have to check your work schedule and everything. I'm just off, so I'm like, ooh.
I'm gonna be off on Tuesday, so we're good.
Nice, let's do it, bro. All right, so you guys heard it here. Anybody who's watching, if you're gonna be watching the match on Tuesday, tune in with us. We will be doing one of these.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude,
Spain, France, that's a great game.
Oh my god, yeah, it should be incredible. I'm gonna throw the StreamYard link into the chat one more time. As things are getting ready to end, if anybody has any last
minute comments, thoughts, whatever, please come on.
And we say last minute. This could go on for another 30 easily. So
yeah,
probably will. Now that we think about it. Ooh, look at this. Oh, it's just a replay of that first goal. Okay, cool.
Yeah, John Stones with the assist.
The guy that scored, Mbolo, I think that's Briel Mbolo is that dude's name, and he was a monster for a while. Who did he play for? I think it was that France team that's like that French team that's not actually in France. What are they called? They were Monaco. I think he might have played for Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah, that French team that's not actually in France. Monaco.
Yes.
And that used to be like one of the richest teams ever. And then I think the story behind them is their owner got a divorce, and his wife was gonna get like half his shit, and so he sold off a bunch of stuff to like, I don't know. It was to try to rip her off in some way, which isn't funny. I don't know why I laughed, but yeah, he ended up selling off.
It's petty. Petty is funny.
Pettiness is funny.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm not laughing because she didn't get her whatever she just. They're millionaires. Fuck them. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back. I just gotta.
Oh yeah, dude, you're good. Back. No worries, dude. No worries. All right, guys, this is crunch time, and I'm at 91.0789. But yeah, this is crunch time. I should have put money on that draw after 90. That's for sure. And again, guys, here is the link if you want to jump on and talk with us. We would love to hear from you. We really would. But look at this. Switzerland building from the back. Guys, this is going to be a tie after 90. I know it. Extra time. Here we come. Again, everybody, 30 people in the room. Thank you all so much for tuning in, whether you're tuning in on Talking Ball. Team Tottenham Go. We appreciate you. We appreciate having you here. It means a lot. It really does. And what was that shot just there? Who is that fella? You couldn't hit it worse. Even if you were Musa Sissoko, I feel like. Let's see this. Just watch. He doesn't let it fall far enough. No. Lean back. Man, players seem to know it's going to extra time as well. Or, yeah. So let's see. If anyone can score right here, I will. I don't even know what I'll do. What's up? Nothing much, man. Like 10 seconds left to go of extra time before we move into.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Whistle's been blown, baby. Here we go. Another 30 minutes of play. Extra time next. End of regulation.
Yeah.
Let me fix this, boy.
The gameplay's putting me to sleep, though.
I know. It's just us, man. That's keeping me awake. So let's stop this dogger here. Get that boy ready for when it's time. But yeah, man. Yikes. 32 people in the house now. Big up to all you guys. Don't forget to smash a like if you're here. We do appreciate it a lot. A lot. And look at this. So the other player being looked at is Barış Alper Yilmaz from Turkey. Right side of a front three.
Love that you were able to get the little thing underneath the S. Yeah. I wouldn't even know what key that is.
And Hype's a G. He can do all kinds of things, man. That's why we need to get
Yeah.
him on the team. And we need you on the team, buddy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look him up. The last player I remember looking at with the name Yilmaz was that like was it Boris Yilmaz? There was a striker from Turkey who we were looking at. I think let me look it up, see if that was his name. I also want to see what he's doing. Soccer player. Oh nope. So it's only pulling up the other guy. Yilmaz, footballer. Burik Yilmaz. And now he's a coach. Okay, cool. But he was a player. Is a Turkish professional football coach and former player who played as a forward. Interesting. And he was played at Galatasaray.
I've not seen that name. Where is he getting these deep cuts from?
Dude, he's all over it, man. I love it. I'm gonna have to look this fella up though. We've got him in it now. I guess I could just go ahead and pull it up. I wish to shit that we could watch like highlight reels together. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I would just get kicked off of YouTube or something. So can't do that. I also got to look into how much, they're always like, well, if you use the content in a transformative way, then you're good and that it doesn't count against you. And I'm like, would us here breaking it down, talking about it, be transforming it enough? I don't know, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do it. I'll have to do some more research, but that could be something that we do in the future, guys. We could have player breakdowns where we talk about players, watch some other people's already pre-put together videos of the player. Sounds nice.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So with the scores at 1-1, seeing what you've seen so far, what do you think is going to happen, dude?
I think England is going to S the bed, and then Switzerland's going to tap in a goal. And
damn, homie. See, I was thinking the exact opposite. I think that England is going to get lucky and get a lucky goal, probably similar to their goal the other day, a Kane header maybe after the ball bounces around in the box a bit. It'll be something. It'll be something silly. But look at this. We've got royalty in the house. It's not Queen Ellie. It's King Jose. That's what I'm calling him. Meltel Cockerel's here, baby. What is up, Jose? He says afternoon. England will win 3-1. Damn, homie. All right. I like your confidence a lot. And that goal Saka scored. How about that, huh? Talk about this. I'm loving one Arsenal player today, and I'm hating a former Arsenal player and Granit Xhaka. It's been an interesting one. It's cool too. I feel like, and maybe people in the chat, you can tell me for sure, but it seems pretty cool that I think people in England are able to put away their very tribal soccer rivalries to get behind the players. To get behind Saka. I know there's Spurs fans out there, myself included, that are cheering for Saka today. That are so. It does seem to me, at least, and Alan, also you think, but that people are able to put away their rivalries for international football, which is nice.
Except for Switzerland, where, again, Granit Xhaka is a former Arsenal player. I have a hard time cheering the Arsenal guys on.
Well, that guy also was just a prick and just absolutely fouled the shit out of people. Like he was a dirty player. It wasn't even just like he played for Arsenal. He was dirty. Mm-hmm. And then look at this, Jose. It's getting spicy.
Spain to win the whole lot.
Yes. Jose, I don't know if you heard, but there's going to be a watch along on this channel for that match on Tuesday. So if you want to tune in, man, if you want to be on, that'd be even better. But yeah,
even better.
Yeah. So just getting that out there. I'll have the thumbnail made. I should probably make it right now and get that up so everybody knows that it will be on. Yeah. I hope everybody so far has enjoyed these two Americans talking soccer, talking about two teams that we've got no affiliation to in England and Switzerland, but
zero.
It's been a good time. And I mean, shit, we know Harry Kane, we know some, but that is the only Spurs, and I hate to call him a Spurs player because he's not, but you know what I mean? Only player affiliated with Spurs really that's playing or that's made it into the England squad at all. Which is
we got Kyle Walker, Trippier.
Yeah, that's true. But remember in the past how many players we would have called up. You know what I mean? Like half our squad seemed like we're called up to the England squad in the past. And it's not happening anymore. But is it weird that I don't exactly mind?
No, I mean there was because there's always the risk that they come back injured. So I guess
Don't get
having
a,
fewer
don't get a
players go
proper
out.
rest or a full preseason, or you know what I mean, that type of
Hmm.
exactly.
Yep.
Yep,
That
yep.
and that's something that's odd to me because again, in American sports, we don't have anything like that where they leave and they go represent. There isn't an international football, game that's out there. There isn't an international baseball whatever that's out there. There isn't an international hockey that's out there, or a basketball international thing or whatever. So there's not really that worry that your player who you paid a ton of money for is going to go out and get injured representing their country doing whatever. So
it is a weird thing to wrap your mind around. And wow, can you imagine had that snuck in under the post? I know Pickford had it, and he had it, but man, that would have been insane. Oh, are they going to play out from the back short? Nope, going long. Who would have guessed? Me. I would have
it's only what they do every single time.
And the players are always back there showing for the ball, being like, "Hey, no one, I'm open. I can take the ball under pressure right here." Oh, Real Embolo, what's he gonna do? Get rid of the ball, bro.
I still, again, and I love Harry Kane.
Still want him out.
I still think they need to sub him. I think to win they need to sub him or something.
Are they holding on to him for penalties? Do you think? Because he does smack them in.
Probably.
That's my thought. And maybe Cole Palmer was sort of, I don't know. He's getting awfully high up the pitch. I think that might have kind of been the idea. Have Palmer play sort of almost that second striker role or right off of Kane, and then leave Kane in because they know Kane's gassed, but he is basically a confirmed penalty. His penalty is going to go in. So.
Well, and I think Kane likes to drop deep. He just naturally does. So they'll need someone who can be up there.
Yeah, Kane has been the highest player on the pitch. So, I don't know, most of the second half. As you were saying, is that due to fatigue? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But hey.
To be fair to any player, after 90 minutes, they're all gassed. So, regardless of age. But I think Harry Kane, it affects his performance maybe more than other players who are gassed.
I didn't see. Did England make any subs before the start of extra time? I don't think so.
I didn't see any subs. No. Why would they make subs?
Right, yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you put in fresh legs against some guys that are absolutely tired? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's the quarterfinals, so this is you lose, you're out.
Yeah,
at this point
for sure. Yeah, but my thing is, I don't know. If I was a coach, I would have players just keeping warm, and I would just, you know what I mean, just ready for this exact situation. I would love to put in some fresh legs after 90 minutes. That would be absolutely incredible. But I get that, it wasn't that long ago when they made their subs, put in Cole Palmer, etc. So we'll see what we got.
And passed in the middle of nobody. But,
and a shoo!
Ooh, that almost went in.
Yeah, corner, I think, out of that too. Yep.
Declan Rice with the shot.
Yeah, dude. Look at that. He tried to get out of the way so bad. The referee, that was awesome. Damn, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was on target.
Yeah. Swiss goalkeeper is pretty good too. Isn't that his name like Sommer or something like that? SOMMER? I think so. Yeah, he's a good keeper, man. Eze on the corner. There's our boy. He looks good in white. In the white and blue, yes. He looks very good in the white and blue. You squint your eyes and you're like, yeah, that's him in a Tottenham.
I don't know if that was the best corner kick, but
hey, well, yeah. We won't think about that too much. It's so funny. I'm trying to guess who players are by their body shape.
Yeah, when you have when they're this far away from the players, it's sometimes hard to tell who they are.
I think that was Foden. Well, that's Cole Palmer, but all right, Bellingham, short throw. England look like they are going into
the ascendancy.
Yeah, finally shifting down into fourth gear, man, and ready to go. And you can tell Switzerland are just holding on. Look at how many players they've got back. No one on the halfway line ready to break.
Well, they'll park the bus until they need to put in a goal, because I don't know how great the England's defense has been.
And it's so weird too because they've just got such a player for player. England is by far the better team. But
yeah, they have more talent. I think it's just squandered.
Yeah, he did flop over there. That was not a foul. I thought it was at first.
So you park the bus and then give away a crappy.
Goddamn, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
Yep. See, they're breaking down.
They really are. Man, this could seriously go either way. Ooh. Swiss ball.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no. Foul on Kane.
Really? Didn't look like much of a foul. Oh, well, he tapped him in the leg and Kane went down like he got shot. But it's fine.
He's got bad ankles. Maybe it was real. Who knows? Maybe it really hurt. Who knows? Sean asked if this is sudden death turning. Oh, is that what you were answering earlier? My bad. Yeah, sorry about that, Alan. My fault. Yeah, so, Sean, if England lose, they are done. So it's a big deal. Quarterfinals, so 2 more matches after this. Final.
Kane needs to tap into the dark side and use his anger and just start doing stuff again, because he's been kind of breathing gassed, not doing a whole lot.
Do you think Kane has anger in him? I don't know if that guy ever even gets mad. You know what I mean?
You're right. I don't know, because he gets a lot of hate. I've seen his Twitter. He gets a lot of hate.
He seems like the type of guy that would stub his toe and then be like, "Oh, sorry, table. I didn't mean to kick you." Like, you know what I mean? He's just so chill. You know?
I guess too, if I was in Harry Kane's shoes, making the money that Harry Kane makes, I probably also would just be laughing at people and not giving an F about what people say about me or whatever, you know. Especially if I'm scoring all these goals and whatnot, I'd be like, you know what, these haters are gonna hate.
I probably would feed off of it to an extent, you know.
Yeah.
It's always nice to prove people wrong, especially. Ooh, come on, break, boys. Eze fouled. Come on.
Baby and Cher fouled him.
And he's like, "What?" I love that. I love when players clearly take somebody out, and they're just like, "Huh?"
Oh, it's like he was so far behind him. Look at that. He was waiting for him.
And then he's like, "Oh, what?"
Trip already.
Right. Sheesh.
There's Luke Shaw.
You got it, Sean. We got you back, brother.
It's a good beat.
Thanks, dude. He's actually the guy that made it actually is pretty good at this now. He kind of I think he's making his complete living making and selling beats. He recently produced like 4 tracks for a pretty big rapper named Ritz, R-I-T-Z.
Like the cracker.
Yeah. He's on the same. He's a white dude. Maybe that's why that's his name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope that is. That would be clever.
He's so he's a pretty big time guy. And my buddy just recently did like I think 4 songs on his most recent album, and he's making it, dude. It's really, really cool. He's been working at it a long time, so I'm really proud of him.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, I went to college with and then worked with, and yeah, man. Me and him. Good buds. He doesn't like soccer though, so it's the one knock I got against the guy.
How could he not like soccer?
Don't ask me. He's a basketball guy.
Okay.
Why are we just resorting to long pot shots? I mean, I'm not completely against the idea, but like, drive, penetrate.
Oh, came close.
I thought the second one was going to go in.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, it looks
I'm
like
okay with penalty kicks. I'm okay with that. I have no skin in this game, so I'm cool with penalty kicks. But I'm sure
making it
England
back.
probably don't want to go down that road.
Well, especially, I mean, I'm sure you know, but Southgate was like, wasn't he the one that missed his penalty that lost England the tournament once?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. My English national team history is shoddy at best, but I do know there was something with Southgate and a missed penalty, and got a lot of hate for it.
Well, I mean, Southgate deserves a lot of the hate. I think he's not just for his play style, but his coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got 3 minutes left of extra time by my clock or by my stream here for the first half of extra time, I should say. Looks like our game clock has stopped. I'm gonna have to reset that in a sec, but anyway, yeah. In a hype says the problem with England is they've got too many boring / similar players. 100% agree. But the problem is with the pool that they've got, the players they can choose from, they can easily mix it up. They can easily have a much more wide variety of players and different skill sets and be able to use them when necessary. But Southgate insists on picking boring players.
Do you think James Maddison is missing? Do you think they would have been better had James Maddison been playing?
I do. I know it's easy to say as a, you know what I mean? I'm a James Maddison fan, of course. But yeah, his creativity, and especially if they got him playing similarly to how he was at the beginning with Spurs, where he was just, just driving forward and penetrating through the opposition defense and just wreaking havoc. We really need that. I keep saying we. I'm not English, but I guess I was once, if you think about it. Being American, former English is that what you call us? But no. Yeah, I don't think y'all mind if I say we. I really, really, really would like this to get done before penalties. Penalties just seem so anticlimactic to me sometimes. Like,
well, but they kind of get your heart in your throat,
yes. For sure. It's almost, maybe that's why I don't like them. It's too scary.
Mm-hmm.
Too scary.
And what do you think about like a Jack Grealish? You think that his shithousery, they're missing that kind of attitude? This is
yeah. I don't think there's room for. And I know you weren't suggesting this, but to me, Jack Grealish and James Maddison are very similar players, and I think one of the two of them should definitely. I don't know. Did Grealish not fly over either?
No, Grealish isn't on the team.
What the fuck?
He was one of those that they nixed. I guess Garrett and like with Maguire, I guess whatever Harry Maguire had on Southgate wasn't enough, or he dared him. He's like, fine, go public with it, and he just cut him from the team. Yeah. But I think Jack Grealish is one of those players that, maybe having both him and James Maddison is, you run the risk of having players drunk on the field, but but I think you need that kind of attitude and Tottenham's missing it too. I think James Maddison has been very polite, and I don't know how much of that he's bringing, and maybe that's part of what he needs to do more of is the shithousery.
Maybe taking Dele had that same problem where Dele was really, 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 I don't know, like he got involved. He was constantly making things happen. And then he had this thing where he punched a guy in the stomach. I think it was in a Europa League game or something that didn't matter, but he punched a dude in the stomach and got sent off. And after that, somebody sat him down and had a talk with him and said, hey, you need to chill out. But that took away a lot of his game. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, there's something to be said about that.
Yep. I wonder if we're going to see Conor Gallagher come on.
I don't know. I
see him right there.
Yes, I don't think so. I really don't think so. But who knows? I think they've got out there who they want to take the penalties right now. Is my thinking. But I'm glad I have this muted. I don't want to listen to Alexi Lawless talk about anything ever. I hate that guy.
I loved him back in '94 when he was
Right.
a player.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not as a commentator.
Same, big same. He's just not made for it. I honestly think you or I could do as good of a job as he does.
Or better.
Yes, absolutely. Man, remember the old days though? Kobe Jones.
I miss that team.
I do too, man.
Those guys. First of all, those guys were built tougher. They just were.
Yeah, that was when the U.S. just had to out physical everybody. You know what I mean? It wasn't. There was no finesse. There was no. We just ran hard and kicked the ball hard. And
Kobe Jones was just fast, and the team itself was just.
Man, we had another fullback that I really liked. I got to look up that team from back then. Here's some names that. Yeah, 1 second. What year do you think that was? What year?
94.
Thank you.
The United States team.
It looks like we had
Joe Maxmore. I liked Joe Maxmore a lot. Brad Friedel. Claudio Reyna.
Yep. Eric Wynalda. Jesus Christ, bro.
John Harkes. John Harkes was the guy.
Oh my God, man. All right, but the second half of extra time is about to kick off. Can England get it done? Can England get it done? I'm going to look up what the team was in 2000. There's this guy I'm thinking of that it must not be going far enough back.
I watched Joe Maxmore when he was at UCLA.
Jesus, brother. I'll find the dude I'm thinking of in a bit. He played forever and ever. He was like our oldest player for the longest time. We'd go to tournaments and this dude would be like 35, 36 playing playing fullback and keeping up with incredibly pacey players. Chipping in with goals. Ooh, Kane and Xhaka, collision of heads. Nothing too crazy though. Captain versus captain.
It's fine. Kane can knock out Zaha. That'd be fine. A little bit of that old rivalry.
Yeah, you got it. You know they keep that alive. They don't forget about that stuff.
No, I'm sure. Again, I feel like, I mean, you could be right. You could be right that they're keeping Harry Kane on simply because they figure if they go to penalties, he will put it away. Man, what a scandal would it be if he missed? But
I would feel so bad for the guy. Like I finally forgiven him for leaving, I guess. I think. And it's really embarrassing that I was so mad about it for so long. But I'm a petty guy, man. Can't help it. Yeah.
I mean, but I do think Ivan Toney should come on for him. I think Toney made a difference last time.
Yeah.
Got the, and it didn't have to be Harry Kane.
He's pretty good at penalties as well. Let's not forget that his penalty record is also good.
Yeah.
So it's not like you'd be putting in somebody who's absolutely shit at penalties. Freddie Adu says Audio Artisan. Man, what the hell? That guy was a weird. That was a weird situation with that guy. For one, I think he was lying about his age to begin with, but I could be wrong. But whenever he was 16 and like the best or whatever, I think he was more like 18, 19.
Yeah. 24.
He might have been, dude. You never know. It's hard to tell sometimes. Look at that. Kane's pressing a bit there, but yeah, he looks gassed. Look at that. He's hurt. He's hobbling.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying. When he walks, he looks like he's hobbled, and he is definitely gassed.
Yeah, one of his legs hurts for sure. Let's go, Isaiah! Or turn back towards your goal. Okay, it worked, but I hate that.
Kept it in, I guess.
Uh-oh. Well, hey, you're gonna get your wish. You're gonna get your wish, brother.
Bring on Tony.
Oh, Canes looks pissed. Ow, fuck.
Is that a Kenji that did that to him? Yeah.
And if it happens off the pitch, it's not even. I mean, I guess they both just slid around, honestly. Southgate looks like he about yanked his shoulder out of the joint there.
I know.
Coffee. Look at these names. Look at these names, man. Audio Artisan. Ooh, are they bringing in Shaqiri? Xherdan Shaqiri? He's Swiss, right?
Yeah.
Man, sometime after the show, like I said, I don't want to get political, but we need to talk about like Switzerland and all that crazy drama over in that part of the world. I forgot all about that. I remember on like one of the last World Cups, Shaqiri did some kind of a celebration that was like seen as, hey, look, there's your boy.
They did it. Ivan Toney.
All it took was Harry Kane getting injured. But let's go, Tony. Score this winning goal and price yourself out of Spurs market.
No, see, even if he scores, I think people are concerned. I am not as concerned. Look, gambling is just one of those things. People have addictions to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, at least he's not smoking crack.
Well, yes, definitely glad he is not smoking crack.
Listen, I'm just saying. I bet there's other footballers that have smoked crack.
Oh, well, yeah. It'd be easier if they were doing heroin. We could tell. Or meth, because we could see based on, they could get meth mouth. We can kind of tell.
Yeah.
But,
you guys get that out there in California too, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. We see them, yeah.
In Indiana,
the homeless, because we have a really bad homeless situation here in San Diego. So, yeah. We get there's a lot of meth.
Yeah, in Indiana it used to be really bad, but they've clamped down on it a bit.
That's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my county used to be like the highest in like the country, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. Lots of farms. You know what I mean? Those farmers.
Mm-hmm. Where were they coming out of Kentucky and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then bad stuff. But we're getting away from the football. Sorry, everybody. Didn't mean to sneak into private Indiana life. So Luke Shaw's got the ball. I wonder. I have a bad feeling that Tony might not even be able to get real involved.
Well, he's got another 20 minutes about to do something.
I think. Wait, he's only got 10 more.
10 more minutes? Is that one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 15-minute halves. So they're about 5 minutes in right now.
On the ground. Get up.
Everybody watching. Get your last
Please hit the like.
Prediction.
Please hit the like before you do anything.
Definitely do that if you guys don't mind. And then if you could, let us know. We've got just a few minutes left. Do you still think England's going to pull it out? Is it going to penalties? I think it's going to penalties. We'll have to wait and see, of course.
Again, I from the neutral perspective, I'm totally cool with a penalty shootout. I think I like watching penalty shootouts, and when it's easy when you don't have any skin in the game. You don't feel so bad. You're like, okay, cool. I just want to see goals, but when you've got skin in the game, you're closing your eyes and your butt is clenched and you're freaking out.
Definitely. So you got any other cool Saturday plans?
Cool Saturday plans. Probably use the pool. Go.
Hell yeah, that's cool for sure.
Mm-hmm. Do some barbecuing. We still have leftover brats and everything from the 4th, so we'll probably light it up.
Doing a similar thing, sans pool. I'm going to a bonfire for friends, and bonfire. That was really close. That was crazy. Bonfire at a friend's house, and bringing over some leftover fireworks from the 4th.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. It is not legal here to do what? You can't have personal fireworks. Can't be shooting that stuff off. Well, it's for California.
Fire season.
And it's fire season, so you definitely can't be doing that. You set a forest fire.
we can blow shit up here. And since it's after, I might even go to the fireworks store today because after 4th of July, everything gets to be like a quarter of the price, like the price it should be, not marked up 1,000,000% like they do.
Right.
And so, yeah, if there's some good boom booms, I'll definitely buy them today for sure.
Nice. Well, do one for me, please, because we can't.
I'll take
you
a
have to
picture.
be.
I'll take a video and everything, man. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, definitely do that.
It looks-
not just a what's it called? The Roman candle. Not just a Roman
no.
candle.
We have these things called artillery shells. I'm sure you've heard of them. They're the tube. It comes with like a tube and like an actual thing with a long wick, and you light it, drop it in, and it's like actual fireworks, man. It's good
Nice.
stuff. Yeah.
Very nice.
Guys, the more I watch this, the more I think it's all it'll take is a moment of magic. I just don't see it coming. Just don't see it coming. Is that Trent?
Is Trent coming out? They're taking off Foden. Is he not good on the penalties?
That's the only thing I can think of is that Trent's better.
I guess. It's very weird. You must be right that they're setting up for penalty kicks. Trent, who has not had the best.
Sean agrees. Mortars rule. Yes, they are the best fireworks. Big up, Jonathan. Big up, my man. Oh, that kid noticed himself on camera. I love when that happens. That was fun. Wait, what happened there? Oh, they stole a couple yards on the throw. That kid they just showed looked like a young Harry Kane.
Oh, nice.
Goofy and chubby face.
Let's see if Luke Shaw can start something off. Nope.
What?
I wonder if they're just going to hold it until,
Yeah, I could see that 100%. Really.
just choking it out until penalty kicks. Though I don't know.
When you said choking, I didn't know what was coming next. I was like, this is children, can we walk through this, sir? Just playing, of course. Here comes Trent. Maybe Trent can set something up. Oh,
Maybe.
It does sort of look like they're just trying really hard not to lose the ball.
Yeah.
And they did, though. So, get him. It sucks. Oh, my God. No way. Okay.
Izzy kicking it out.
That's our boy right there. That's our boy. Yeah, that guy's pissed at himself, and rightfully so. Look at this. If he could have controlled this better or been like a step faster, oh my God. If he would have just must be incredibly frustrating. He needed his foot to be like, or his leg, to be like 6 inches longer. He could have trapped that. But Swiss corner kick, baby.
Swiss corner kick. Okay.
Talk about weird looking people. I know that's not nice to do, but Xherdan Shaqiri has got the strangest build of a human being I've ever seen in my life. He's
Really?
like, he looks like you couldn't take him down if you tried. Like, very stocky and short, but yeah, strong. Like I wouldn't fight the guy.
A lot of hockey players like that. I mean, the hockey players are big too, but some that are really short and stocky.
Yeah, it's almost like he's bigger than Messi, but it's sort of like Messi-esque. And you know how it looks like it's hard to, it's hard to bring him down. His neck is also as big around as his head is, so that's another strong dude, strong neck, strong guy. Again, I wouldn't fight him.
Oh, so it hit the crossbar. I thought Pickford punched it away.
Same. Is that Pickford looking at Shaqiri like, nice try? I think it was. Shaqiri was trying to put that in the goal, just directly off a corner. That's pretty dope. And look at these subs that they are making, obviously ahead of penalty kicks. Yeah, we're down to like the last 2 minutes, man, of extra time. So
I mean, we got good, but although I would sub Saka. Saka misses penalty kicks. I would probably not have him take them.
yeah, they got a sub left.
So who's on? Tony can do it. Luke Shaw can do it.
Palmer.
Cole Palmer can do it. Declan Rice can.
Yeah, I see. You're picking all the big time players from their teams that take it most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got good players to take it, but I think Trippier, if he's still on, is he still on?
No, he's off. He came off
Okay.
after that first goal was scored by the Swiss. Holy shit balls, man!
That was a bullet.
It was. I've never seen. I mean, I have seen, but the way that ricocheted off of Pickford was nuts. What if that had flown into the top of the net? Jesus Christ!
John Stones can do it.
I love how mad Pickford gets. I'm all in. God, it's so funny to watch. He's just screaming at people, dude. What the fuck?
Jude Bellingham can do it. They've got good players on the field to score.
I don't know
Hopefully,
how Pickford is at stopping penalties.
I don't think he's that great. I don't think his record's all that good.
He's not that long of a human being. You know what I mean? Some of the taller keepers, I feel like, have an easier time.
Yeah. We're about there, as long as they don't fudge it up now.
Could you imagine?
That would be amazing. He hits it back, but someone bursts in and scores. That would just be.
Oh my God.
That would just be it. And a country would freak out.
Yes, it absolutely would. I didn't even notice. So I'm upstairs, and my wife snuck up. She made me a quesadilla. And
Oh, nice.
I didn't even know it was there.
Patriotic.
Yeah, I got the red, white, and blue plate, baby. We're still.
I was wondering what you were gonna put the hot sauce on, because I saw the hot sauce before the food. I'm like, is he gonna put that in his coffee?
That would be an interesting thing to do. I do love hot stuff, so hot coffee. I have to think about it.
Spicy coffee.
Yeah. I guess it always is hot, huh? But
Mm-hmm.
spicy coffee. Yeah.
Oh, right in the face.
But that was ballsy to not duck. I like it.
Yep.
There's one extra minute, so like 10 seconds to go. Just boot it up. You're not gonna.
Oh, Oh, no penalty. That looked like a penalty.
Let's have VAR come in and check that shit out.
Shoulder barged him. See, right in the armpit.
Look like a foul to me. I don't know. Shoulder to shoulder, I guess.
It looked like a pen to me, but.
And we moved to penalties. Real and Bolo scored in the 75th. And Saka scored in the 80th. Man, this is gonna be a good one, dude. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the chat, type the word butts if you think that England are gonna win. I'll start it out. Put butts in the chat. Everybody put your butts in the chat if you think that England are gonna win. And if you don't think that England are gonna win, I don't care, because they are.
Do you think, speaking of rumors and stuff like that, do you think that Calafiori is going to go to Arsenal?
Wait, is that a thing?
It's who he's picked.
I would hate that.
Yeah.
Also,
Me
don't
too.
they already have a pretty good defensive unit?
They have a fantastic defensive unit. It's why I'm nervous about the move.
Audio Arthur got his butts in the chat. Good deal, Audio. He thinks England are going to win. So, yeah. Again, if you're watching and you think England are going to win the penalty shootout, just type butts in the chat. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, line drawn. Sean says butts as well. I don't know if we got any Swiss people watching the show. But, yeah.
Or any Swiss cheese or anything.
Ooh, Swiss cheese is good. I like Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yum. But yeah, so I'm excited for this. Netherlands,
the
Turkey.
Netherlands, Turkey.
Ooh, baby. That's going to be a good one too, man.
Yep. Isn't what's his name? The big Turkey. What's his name? Shemtan. Shemtan's big into Turkey.
He sure is. He's probably watching. In a hype says butts. He thinks England's going to win too. Big up. In a hype. You saw mine. Butts from me as well. Kyle Walker is captain now. Kane off the pitch. Makes a lot of sense. Granit Xhaka. What a D-bag. All right, here we go, guys. I like that they don't make you wait a long time between the end of the extra time and the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, we got our butts in the chat. All the usuals, all the chatters. Appreciate you guys. Got their butts in. I'm excited to see the order in which they take these. I'm excited for a lot of stuff, man.
Pretty excited to see Ivan Toney. I know Harry Kane. I love watching Harry Kane in general, but I'm glad that Ivan Toney's getting this opportunity, considering he didn't get much time to play. At least he gets this opportunity to shine in a penalty shootout.
Absolutely.
And if he does wind up with us, I think that this would be, if he scores, something that would help other people, the doubters, overlook any personal shortcomings that he may have. I hate to say personal shortcoming.
Did he gamble against England? I could see some dumb shit like that being brought up.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say, I don't want to label it as a shortcoming. I mean, gambling is a shortcoming in a very broad sense, but it's an addiction in another sense.
I don't know exactly what he was gambling on. Was he gambling against his own team, against himself?
No, and it wasn't. It obviously wasn't bad enough because he didn't get Tonali got hit again. For more gambling, he's got a real problem. This, who knows? He was just gambling on. As long as he wasn't gambling on himself.
Right. Exactly, and that's the fear.
Cole Palmer.
Boom. Yeah, nice shot, Cole. Feels weird cheering for a Chelsea player, too. Penalties by the direction of the standing foot setup. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Who is that? Is that a
I used to be a player of the game in a hype. I'm just old and have arthritis now. But
well, you're only, what you say, 31? That's not that old.
32.
32. 32. My God.
It's my damn knees and my toe. That's the only thing. I got a bad big toe joint, and my knees are all whack. But other than that, I'm good. I could play for a solid half of football, and then I'm dead for a week. But I can do it.
Kanji, I don't know that he.
It's just, can I lift my legs the next day? Here he comes.
I'm just saying, I don't know. He totally telegraphed that. That was terrible. I don't know what Kanji. I know he doesn't really take them for Man City, so he telegraphed it.
Butts. Come on, England. And his teammates I understand you got to support your teammate who's just missed, but they were clapping so hard after he missed that. I'm like, maybe don't clap so hard.
Let's see. I would assume Jude Bellingham is going to score this because it's Jude Bellingham.
You think, but where do you think he's going to put it?
Opposite wherever the goalie goes.
Keeper's left, high up. That's my thought. Open his body into it a little and just. Well, keeper just pointed that way though. He thinks he's known.
Yep, opposite the way.
Look at him! Oh my God! Look at him just stare down, keeper. Oh, never mind. He's talking to the fans too. I thought he was literally just making eye contact with that dude the entire time.
It got awkward if he was.
Yeah.
You staring a little too long, where you're like, "What's going on?"
Boom. I don't know how I feel about the stutter step type run-ups, but
I don't like it. I it doesn't.
I thought it was illegal. I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah, it feels
They've
awkward.
loosened the rules. They've loosened the rules on that quite a bit. Yeah, it feels a bit like cheating to me.
Yeah, it does. It does. I just want to run up, whether it's slow or whatever. The stutter step is fine, but not that one step.
Yeah, just keep your pace. Like, you know what I mean? Your run up should just be a consistent pace, whether that's slow or fast.
Like this.
And a hype says also the angle of the starting position, straighter the run up, straighter it goes. Big up, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't see many people taking wild, like outside of the foot penalties. Look at his face. What the hell was that? I guess if you look at anybody's face in like a high stress scenario,
Looked like he was having a stroke.
he didn't look healthy. That's for sure.
No. They
and
are having Saka take it. This could be. I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, man, he was the scapegoat. He was the villain after,
Absolutely the villain. And he has missed for Arsenal in clutch situations, so I'm curious to see what happens.
Come on, Saka.
Let's see. He did it, but damn, he came close. That was
Side netting. I love when a pen hits the side. That's good stuff, man. He's happy.
That was
England have got
very
this.
lucky. You know, he was even thinking, "Oh shit, I overshot it."
Yep.
Because side netting is not an easy. Yeah, that's damn.
Yeah, he rolled that in too. Like that was good. Look how that's the guy. That's what I'm talking about. His build is just strange. Short arms, stocky. I don't know. It's the ultimate footballing body, but you don't see many people built like that.
No, not really. What's his name from who was on Wolves? Traore.
Adama Traore. Yeah. Similar. Oh, Pickford, I thought you blocked that. God damn it.
Who's
It's not
next?
over.
Kyle Walker.
Let's go, Kyle.
Didn't Kyle Walker lose a lot of his money in his divorce because he can't stop cheating?
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, here we go. Ivan Toney. Yes.
Yeah, the man.
Now, if he scores, it highlights why we want him. If he doesn't score, his value goes down, which makes it easier to buy. So it's pretty much win-win for us here.
True that.
But he scored. Yeah. That was quite a kick. He just walked to it and boom.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, bro.
He's staring at the goalie.
That was sick.
That was nice.
I love it. Love it.
See, so there was nothing missed by Harry Kane coming out. Nothing.
Don't say that yet. They can still fuck it up.
I mean, as far as Ivan Toney coming in to replace him.
That's fair. Yes, in a hype. Hitting the side netting's perfection. 100%, dog. Fully agree.
I don't know that he was aiming for that, though. It looked like the way the ball was rolling, it didn't look like he was aiming that way. Oh, Pickford. Damn. Got done.
Man, I feel bad for the dude that missed the first Swiss guy.
Akanji? He's not hurting. They only have, they only did the treble last year and the
fair.
This season they did the double or something this season or whatever they did. He's not hurting.
So far, I have cheered for a Arsenal, a Chelsea, and now a Liverpool player. What the hell is wrong with me? Ivan Toney doesn't even look at the ball. And boom! Audio artist.
That's it.
That's it, baby. Boom. England are
Wow.
through on penalties.
By the skin of their teeth again.
I love it, though. I love it. I'm actually sort of getting addicted to it. It is. It's exciting. You know what I mean?
So now
There's
they
lots
take
of-
on whoever wins Turkey, Netherlands, right?
So I honestly don't fucking know, which is embarrassing. But obviously, I think that's the case. Yeah, because if we were going to have to play Spain or France, I don't think that would be until the final, if I understand correctly, with like the way that that it's broken up. Yes, and look, Eltel Jose says you have cheered for future Tottenham players. Yeah, we have. Yes, we have. Absolutely.
I think Tony would be a great future Tottenham player. I really do.
I do as well. And I think maybe he's one of those players we might wait until towards the end of the window to try to grab, maybe on like on a cut rate deal. You know what I mean? Because
I don't know, other teams aren't willing to pay what Brentford want for him, and I think other teams are prioritizing other players where he's kind of stuck with whoever wants him, versus teams that are clamoring for him. You know,
Yeah.
he's but I think Tottenham are going to play the long game for him. I
For sure,
agree.
for sure. Yeah, but that's okay. I think with the striker, you can kind of do that a little more than with certain other players. With the striker, the game is put the ball in the back of the net. You know, make sure you're not offside. Be in the box, be in the right places. I mean, that's something that's kind of the same for every team. So
That was quite skillful of Tony, though. Inahype mentions it that he wasn't even looking at the ball.
Yeah, 100%. That's just the way he takes penalties. He's ice cold when it comes to pens.
Yeah,
And
looking at, he knows where the ball is
Okay.
going to be. Crazy.
Yeah, everything except for his hold up play and distribution. I mean, I'd say he's about as good as Kane. Sean put his butts in. He got his butts in. Big up, Sean. Big up, Sean. And yeah, guys.
Well, we had a good stream. This was good. Uh-oh. Did we freeze again, Colin? Or did I freeze?
Euphoria music.
Can anybody in the chat still hear us?
You hear me? Throw another. Oh, Alan, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Cool. I disappeared for a second. I think I'm back again. It's sick. My internet's doing something wonky. I should probably go fix it. But yeah, everybody, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for tuning in. Everybody, if you're here and you're still here, go ahead and smash a like while you're here before we depart. And again, I'm going to put in a couple things in the chat here. Put in a couple channels of some people that I like. I feel like y'all should go check them out. Here's our boy Jose Eltel Cockerell. There is his link. Go check him out, please and thank you.
He now has subscription options now.
Yes, you are a member too, from what I understand.
I am a member.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Team Tottenham Go. It could be the channel you're watching this on right now. We are dual streaming.
To be fair, probably not. But yes, it's all
Hey.
good.
And if you're not there, head over there and hit the like, hit the subscribe. It helps. It really does help. And I just got to say, it's been a fun watch. That was a fun time. A great match. Well, it was a cool match.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited about Tuesday.
Everybody, yes, we do have a watch along, which will be Spain, France on Tuesday on these same two channels. So get ready, everybody. It's coming. And yeah, it was nice to see Eze today. We got to see glimpses of why he's wanted so badly at Spurs. We got to see Tony and glimpses of why the fans would like to see Tony at Spurs. Hopefully the hierarchy in charge of bringing in players feel the same way. And
Yep.
we also, Alan got to hang out with a bunch of our homies in the chat. Sounds like a good day to me, man.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Boom. I got to run personally, like I always do. But any last things you would like to say to the fine people before we head out?
just thank you for being here. Please hit the like on your way out if you haven't already. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. All right. Well, I don't have an intro, or an outro, so I'll play my old intro. Cheers for the stream, says In the Hype. Cheers for you being here, man. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I'll play us out with old intro. And Alan, I'll see you in the back room.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Peace out, everybody.